Sports. I have a guest today, you guys. Normally, I don't really go live, as you guys know. I pre-record and then I upload. But today, we're doing something different. Something different. I met a friend. TikTok is the way, you guys. You want to meet some new friends and talk sports? Go to TikTok. Introduce
Yeah.
yourself, sir.
Hey, brother D from Philadelphia. I was on TikTok playing around and I met this young lady. Such a serious posture. Look at her. Oh, she's just adorable. Yeah, but I love sports and just love kicking it with you guys, you know what I mean? So I'm here tonight to talk about a few things, right? Mm.
You guys, don't let this very nonchalant, chill vibe fool you, okay? Because he has some things he wants to discuss, and I'm going to let you guys know. Full disclaimer, okay? He he is going to speak his mind. Okay, we have different views, different thoughts. Okay, this is not a guilt
Hmm.
by association thing. So just brace yourselves. I ask that you have an open mind and be able to listen. Even if you don't agree, it's okay if you don't agree. We can just always, listen and we can agree, disagree. Right?
Yeah, amen. I mean,
All
yes,
right.
yeah. Hmm.
WNBA was. I feel like this year with the incoming of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. I feel like this year it kind of took women's basketball to new heights,
Yeah,
brought a lot more eyes and things of that nature, and a lot of controversy this season. I feel like this past season it was more about the off the court stuff. More so than the on the court stuff,
yeah.
as all the different storylines, it was just absolutely crazy. But now we're getting ready for season two, their second season, excuse me, and everything seems to be going right for Indiana Fever. They're loading up with the talent. They're surrounding Caitlin with talent. And I'm thinking, I don't want to say it too early, but it looks like we're looking at possibly a WNBA like championship, the way they're setting her up. What do you think, though?
Oh, what do I think about what they're doing with Caitlin?
Yes.
I think they're trying to. They say they're setting the league up for success. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
think they think they're doing, but they're really trying to get her a win because Caitlin really doesn't produce wins outside of being on an All Star game. Like when she was on FIBA, she won, but that's an All Star team.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere else she's failed to win a big game. So
Okay.
they're setting up and they're saying this for the league, but we really know that the league is not going to start paying these young ladies until they see a good trajectory. They have to have consistent success in
Mm-hmm.
them to make money. So it's going to be the owners making money probably to the
Mm-hmm.
next collective bargaining agreement. There's not going to be no big payout right now. It's going to be a so-so payout. So they're saying they're probably doing it for that reason, but
Mm-hmm.
they're really doing it just to give Kate some glory. I call her Kate. I'm sorry.
You gave her a nickname.
Yeah, I call her Kate. I don't call her Caitlin. Yeah, I call her Kate.
You might as well call her C. Clark. Like I'm like you giving out nicknames.
No, I really never mind. But but they do so much with Kate. I mean, they're no. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm so used to
No, you're fine.
oh, for real. Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
pretty.
go
Okay.
ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
So you
well.
said something. You said, hold on, I want to go back really quickly. You said
Sure.
that Caitlyn doesn't produce wins, you feel,
Yes, she
unless
does.
she's surrounded by talent. So when you look at her college years, right, going back, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like the focus point was her because she was so talented. I feel like she kind of made up for most of the team. I'm being completely honest. I like
Mm-hmm.
Kate Martin, you know what I mean? But she wasn't I didn't pull to her in terms of like watching her style of play. Hey, hey, Anthony. In terms of watching her style of play, I didn't really pull towards her. I feel like obviously Kate, I would say C. Clark, since we're giving our nicknames, was the one that kind of really put Iowa out there. Like, who was thinking about Iowa before she got there? Really and truly.
Okay. Well. Look at Iowa like this. All right. Um, Iowa did something. They wanted Kate to be the savior, right? So
Hmm.
if you notice, they didn't recruit anyone else who really had any one-on-one basketball
Hmm.
skills. They had a lot of team oriented players like they
Hmm.
did with Allen Iverson. They surrounded AI with a bunch of defensive guys. So basically, what was going on with her is they refuse. to let to bring anyone else in there who could ball. Now,
Mhm.
a lot of these girls would have came out to Iowa. Some people were telling me like, well, I don't think any of these young ballers, let's just
Mhm.
call them African American girls, would come
Okay.
out and ball with Kate. But I think they would have. But they were so busy trying to make her
Uh-huh.
the savior that they left a lot of people who had individual talent out, and they use a lot of people who were systematic so
Mhm.
they can hopefully make her the savior. But what ended up happening is she never progressed. If you notice, her
Mhm.
game never really progressed after her sophomore year. She's the same player she was
Mhm.
then. She
You don't
dribbles
think
with
she
one
shoots with
hand.
more efficiency or anything? Nothing's changed at all,
Well,
like in terms of her
yeah,
shooting, her
well,
passing?
she can shoot, but
Mhm.
she can't create shots. Number one, two, she has poor core strength. Three, she has poor lateral movement. Four,
She
she
can't
can't fit.
create shots.
Listen,
She led the
she
league with
can't
an
create.
assist. Did she not this season?
No. She can't create her own shot. Let me
Her
rephrase
own
that.
shot, you're saying. Okay.
She cannot create her own shot. Her own shot is
Okay.
basically her pushing off. That's not really a move. That's not
Okay.
really ice. They never call ISO for Kate. So basically they left her like she was. So I really blame the coaches there for letting
Mhm.
allowing her to be lazy and not
Mhm.
improve her game. So that's why you see the product that you have now. She consistently had the same outcome from junior when she played in the championship, senior playing the championship,
Mhm.
to WNBA when she played in the championship. She
Mhm.
failed each time. And every time she fails because an athletic girl played defense on her.
Mhm.
And when you do that, she can't go anywhere. Because she has a mediocre handle.
Okay.
She has a mediocre. Now she can pass. She can
She
pass.
definitely can pass. Yeah.
But
She's nice IQ. She's a nice high IQ. I'll give her that. I'll give her that.
nah,
I think
but
she's a high IQ. I think her ability. I think a part of the reason why Indiana, at least the first half of the season, and watching some of the games, 'cause I didn't watch every single Indiana Fever game. I'm not going to lie to you.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But in watching some of the games, or at least a good majority, I felt like they weren't used to someone that saw the floor the way she did. Because she would like make certain passes, and then just like go right past them, or they would just like miss it. I'm just like, what's going on, y'all? Like, catch that pass. You got to get that. You know what I mean? But I feel like after, I don't know what they did during that All-Star break. I don't know if they had a little powwow. They had some team bonding exercise. I don't know what happened. But after that All-Star break, I feel like they really came out. They really started picking up the defensive intensity, and it kind of like it just clicked. And it kind of really started moving. They weren't playing the same way the first half. Even Caitlin herself, like she was struggling with the defense. I mean, they were guarding her
Mm-hmm.
pretty hard. Like I was like, oh, you know what I mean? It was her and Angel both respectfully. Like they were both being guarded really hard. Sometimes I think Angel adjusted a lot easier and a lot
Yeah.
quicker to the physicality than Caitlin did because Angel herself, to me, is physical. Like she doesn't mind it. She
Yeah,
wants
that's
you to
part of
get
her
in her
game.
face. She'll
Yeah.
get in your face just no, just the same. So she was okay with it. I feel like Caitlin, she was kind of like, whoa, like she wasn't used to it because in college, people don't play as hard. They play hard, but not the same like they do in a W. You don't really
Yeah.
have the Asians there and, all the other players, who were like super aggressive, so it was like, whoa, like she was kind of like taken back. But the second half, like, she kind of picked it up. As a team as a whole, they did.
Yeah, well, what the coach did was they implemented they actually started using Kelsey as an option. Remember in the beginning of the year,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the fans was like, hey, Kelsey, she's a gunner, because Kelsey knew that Kate had a hard time. She had a very hard
Mm-hmm.
time trying to penetrate. Everybody saying, well, she's being double teamed. Well, no one's gonna let you pull up
Yeah.
and then pop a three. So
Yeah.
they allowed her to do that in college. She'll just run up the court real fast, and that's why all her shots are wide open.
Uh-huh.
And that's what once again it made her lazy. She didn't have to break nobody down, no ISOs. They didn't push her to be a better player.
I
What
get
they
what you're
did
saying.
was,
Okay.
yeah, they took advantage of her shooting
Mm-hmm.
ability and said, oh well,
Yeah.
just keep doing it because it works.
Because it
Well,
worked. Yeah.
when they implemented the motion offense more so, and they allowed, remember, she was forwarding it to Kelsey. Kelsey would be like almost at half court. Kate would get the ball, pass it forward to her, and then Kelsey would do her thing, and that would leave Kate wide open because Kelsey would
Mm-hmm.
penetrate, and then she can kick out. When she kick out, it
Mm-hmm.
was cool. Like 60% of their plays was when they was when they had Aaliyah Boston giving that high pick and roll. It
Mhm.
wasn't even a high pick and roll. It was like a high screen, and she'll just
Mhm.
stand back and pop it. But it was playing out. It wasn't getting anywhere.
Mhm.
The coach had like a lot of creativity, but that motion offense got things popping for Kate. But she still struggled. To me, she still struggled because see, she can pass, but she can't creatively pass. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, really. I'm
You
serious.
think it's
I'm serious.
creative? I think so. I think some of those passes are very creative.
Okay. All right. All
Well,
right.
so maybe
Let's
I feel like
compartment. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no,
Sorry.
no. So I'm talking over you. I was going to ask you really quickly because I feel like everybody has, I guess, their own opinions of what they feel is creative, what they feel is not creative. So for
Mm-hmm.
you, what do you consider to be a creative pass?
Okay. Let's just look at her games. I'm not going to use hypotheticals. Let's look at her
Yeah.
games. Look at both of her championship games. Once defense was being played on her to a point where she could no longer score in the second half. At that point, you have to use your creativity in order
Hmm.
to get a pass off. So your pass don't come. See those full court passes. Those are easy because everyone's running. Everyone's running,
Hmm.
and she's looking like, okay, who can I pop? Who can I hit? And
Uh-huh.
a lot of times, so that's easy. But when you have to like slow the ball down, and now, all right, can I penetrate and make the defender come over, and can I get a pass off? Now we see
Okay.
one or two of those happen on the highlight reels that people like to keep showing us the same one over and
Hmm.
over and over again.
Hmm.
But she can't do that on a consistent basis. And the reason
Hmm.
why is because her handle is mediocre. She has a very
Okay.
mediocre handle. You never see her shake and bake. You never see her come down and give like shimmy, shake somebody off, and then go to the well and either
Hmm.
finish with her right hand or even
Hmm.
switch to her left. And any guard that can't finish with their opposite hand is not even worth their weight in gold. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because everyone know I know you can't finish. It's sort of like leaving Shaq wide open for a jump shot. They say, all right, go ahead, do
Hmm.
your thing.
Hmm.
So because she lacked that ability, it stifled a lot of her game. And that's why you always see them go so far and stop. Because they cheated Dawn Staley and them, and plus Dawn should have known when they played South Carolina. You have to
Hmm.
understand this. Dawn had a bunch of big girls who had the poorest footwork I ever seen in my life when they beat them. So all they
Hmm.
really did was just ran around them. Like, okay, pew. They were just like just going around them.
Hmm.
And I was like, watching that, I was like, I couldn't believe that Dawn fell for that because Dawn is a guard, you know. But if
Hmm.
you look at Kelsey, how Kelsey shake and bake, Arike, how she shake and bake. Kate don't do
Yeah,
that.
they're dope.
Kate,
Enrique's very, very dope.
yeah, yeah. But see, but we talk about Kate as if she's like that, and she's not like that.
I think I feel like because Steph Curry kind of took the whole like 3-point shooting and like
Yeah.
with his like, just who him being who he is, kind of took the 3-point, shooting to just like a level like I don't think anybody really expected it to go to. And I feel like I hear a lot of people always say, well, we haven't really seen a woman shoot threes like Steph can. And I hear a lot of analysts say on different different television shows. Of course, like Sabrina Ionescu can shoot a three. I'm not saying that nobody else can shoot a three. I think they're talking about in terms of looking like the way Steph does. You know what I mean? So I feel like because she shoots such a high volume of threes, and people love, when people shoot threes. I feel like everything in
Mm-hmm.
basketball, especially in the NBA, has been more so about threes now. Like nobody really cares about the mid range, the mid range game anymore. It's really everybody's just switching to threes, threes, threes. All the teams like shooting high volumes of threes, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
because she does it such a high level, and people love to see that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It's highlights on a reel, it's on
Yeah.
highlights on TikTok, YouTube and things of that nature. So for her, I feel like what makes her the most dangerous because she has that pull-up jumper. You know what I mean? She can shoot that three from anywhere. But
Yeah.
outside of that, I hear what you're saying. But I want to ask you,
Sure.
because people want to see that now. People don't really care
Mm-hmm.
about seeing and I love Asia Wilson, but people don't really care about that kind of player. People are really
Yeah,
attracted to somebody who plays
definitely.
hard, deep. I love it. I'm like, that's hard. I love it. To me, that's a lot more effort. To me, it's harder to get rebounds and they'll play defense and offense. To do things on both offense on both sides of the court. For me, it's harder. It takes a lot more effort and skill, in my personal opinion. But for the most part, most people want to see you go ahead and shoot the threes and little cute little assists and things that they little backdoor passes and so on and so forth. So
Yeah.
because that's where the game is now,
Hmm.
is it really her? Is it really the coach's fault that they didn't really push her? I guess to work on other things, given where we are and how fans like to view the game in terms of the 3-point shooting.
Oh, it definitely is, it's a coach's fault. And I'm gonna show you why it's gonna make plain sense when I say it.
Okay.
About a year ago, in football, maybe no, it was 2 years ago. They said
Mm-hmm.
there ESPN. It was a whole narrative out that
Uh-huh.
the NFL is doing away with running backs. They said we're doing
Oh
away
yeah.
with running
Uh-huh.
backs. We're
Mm-hmm.
not going to use running backs no more.
They don't
And
want to
I
pay
said to
them. Yeah.
myself, yeah, I said, now what fool in their right mind is going to really believe that?
Mm-hmm.
So, and now what we see, we see that the running back. We look at the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. It was the
we look,
resurgence of the running back this season
yeah, it
completely.
was just more utilized because they
Saquon,
had
Derek, yeah,
everybody was
Josh
being utilized.
Jacobs, yeah.
But see, they tried to do something like that. You cannot do that. You cannot get away from playing hard D. You cannot get away from that. Look how Luca was exposed last year. In
Uh-huh.
the I know I'm switching, but I'm just showing you
No, you're
like
fine.
when people say
Uh-huh.
I'm doing away with this,
Uh-huh.
with like Caitlyn, oh, she's shaking and baking. She's not shaking anyone. She's coming up court. She's looking for the open
Uh-huh.
man. I love that about Kate. She get the ball up court. That's fine. The
Mm-hmm.
problem is when you look to her to be the savior, she can't be because she can't get around these girls. The only girls she can get around all these little teeny girls with slow feet.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice
Okay.
that's why Bonner shut her down in the playoffs when they played the Connecticut
That
Sun.
she's so
You
long too. Like
Yeah,
she's like long and lanky. It's just like
exactly, because Kate shoots a set shot. If you shoot, listen, all you gotta do is stand there with your arms up. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You got that arm up. It's like I got you.
Uh-huh.
And that's what people like. You don't have to do too much to get with her. All you gotta
Mm-hmm.
do is she has slow feet.
Mm-hmm.
And her core strength. You can rip the ball out of her hands. You know what I mean? It's just so much that they
She put
didn't
some
work
muscle
on.
on now, so she might be a little bit different this season. I
Yeah,
see her arms a little bit
yeah,
bigger.
listen, hopefully she'll be better, but she just got for 3 years straight she got exposed.
Uh-huh.
And see, no one will say it because they want her to be the savior. They want her to be, oh, we just love Kate. Well, 70% of
Why
the
do
country
you
looks
think
like Kate.
why do you think her though? Because she's not the only Caucasian, basketball player to play at a D1 level. She's not the first one in the WNBA, certainly. And she's not the only one that shoots threes. Why do you think, I guess she was, I don't know, chosen or however you want to word, like, what do you think it is about her and the way she does it that people have just gravitated towards? Because it's like,
I,
honestly speaking, since I've been watching, I have seen nothing like it. Honestly and truly. I'm like, okay, I'm like, she's not the only one that shoots threes, you guys. Like, she's not the only
yeah,
one that's white, Like, I mean, respectfully. So, I'm
yeah,
like,
and that's
what do
good.
you think is about
Yeah,
her?
well, the thing is about her is this: she was doing it in college and they was doing it at a fast pace. She was doing it like old Lakers style. Remember how the Lakers used to play back in the day? It's like everything was fast, like boom, boom, boom. She would
Hmm.
just run up and she was just like, whew. And no one was playing proper defense on her. They would just let her run.
Okay.
I was like, yo, get in front of this chick. What are you doing?
Uh
See,
huh.
I'm not denying that she can't shoot. The girl can shoot,
Uh huh.
but I have to take away your superpower. If that's your superpower, I have to take it away. So
Yeah. Well,
I'm
yeah.
going to exactly. I'm going to just like they did with Saquon in the championship. They was like, oh, you can throw the ball all day long, but we're gonna shut this running down. And they pulled their linebackers in, and he couldn't get through. Same thing with her. All you have
That's
to
all they
do.
worked on.
I know that's all, and they got
I
that
was
work
like,
right.
what happened? Like, AJ's there, Smitty's there, Dallas Goddard's right
Exactly.
there. Like, Jalen can run. Like,
Everybody else got an opportunity to run, and see when you take away somebody's superpower, then it's like they have to rely on something else. So when she was running up and she would get all the way up to, they knew that she couldn't go anywhere else. So she would pull the ball up. People, why are people double teaming her? Well, because she's the point guard, and we know that she's either going to shoot or she's going to pass. So we
Mhm.
gonna cut her off. We gonna stop her, and the other person gonna stop her passing lane. Who? Why wouldn't we double team? They double team Iverson. People try to double team Luca. Luca just know how to use his body lever. See, you know how Luca be riding
You
people
got
on
to
his
use your
hip.
body.
Yeah,
You got
she
to
don't know
use your
how to.
body,
She
especially
don't
if
know
you
how to
got a
do
big
any of
body.
that.
You better use that thing. Like, get out the
Yeah, you
way.
you have to use your hips. You have to all that. And see and that's why I blame her coaches. I was like, yo, you took her to a point where you thought that everybody was going to comply with what she did. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And they got smoked by it. So I just think that so this year what they went and did, they got each girl. They got five different girls they pulled in, and each one is helping her with one of her deficiencies. But what's going to happen, and you're going to see it this
Iron
year.
sharpens iron. That's how it goes always.
But you going look. I'm gonna tell you right now. They're going to frustrate her. They look just like they
Why
brought
I
in.
think so.
Oh, listen. It's going to be times when you see. Remember when last year when they made her ride the bench and key defensive times at the end of the game because she had poor defense, that poor lateral
Mhm.
movement. Girls was out there cooking her. I was they were serving her up. And that's what I keep saying. Oh, she's the GOAT. She's the best thing that ever happened. How can you be the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA when clearly you're getting smoked by everyone? And I
I
hate when they
think.
have the
Go ahead.
commentate. I'm sorry, I know, but I
No,
just
you're
hate when
fine.
they
Go
they,
ahead.
they they use the commentators and they use everyone to boost this young lady up, and and her effectiveness is really mediocre. They say, well, she led the league in 3 points. She took the most 3 pointers. She took the most. She took the most, and what did it lead to? And when it was time to play
Well,
ball
they,
for
they did
real,
get to the playoffs for the first time in how many years? The Indiana Fever. They hadn't been there in a few years, so she
they
didn't
didn't.
know. Leave
Yeah,
her,
but
and, I think her and Kelsey. I'm not gonna say just Caitlin. It was her and Kelsey to me that led them to there.
yeah, it was it was Kelsey.
I say it was the boat. That to me, their backcourt when they really started like really, like let Kelsey shoot more, and you got to see how it worked together. I like the way it looked. I'm gonna be my personal opinion. I thought, okay, this looks pretty good. You know what I mean?
When they get really hot, when I mean hot, man, but when it picks up later on in the season,
Hmm.
I guarantee you they're gonna pull her off the floor because the team's gonna go. They're gonna go after her. She has the slowest feet. She has the poorest handle. I'm telling you, she can't shake you and just pull up with a J. It has to be a set shot or a push off. Bow. And she do a full arm extension. Whew. Just like LeBron do. LeBron be doing them full arm
LeBron is big
extensions.
too. Like it hurt. I'm like, like your chest be
This
sore the next day.
Yeah, yeah. And so I just think that, that's what her, I mean, but I beat up on Kate enough. We can talk about Angel now.
No, 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 no. It wasn't beating up. No, I like to always hear different perspectives. So, but I do want to ask you. I want to go back a little bit to like go back to college, like when that LSU matchup, right? With
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
whole, the whole. I
Come
feel
on
like
now.
that to me, for me, like my son watches basketball, and I didn't really watch like the women's basketball like that, especially college. But I remember watching that game, right? And after
Mm-hmm.
that game, I was like, "What is going on?" It was like every single show. It was like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese. So earlier this year, when Angel was saying, "I hope you know that like I'm also part of the reason why there are eyes on the W."
Yeah.
Like I'll go down in history as well. People were like, "Go down in history for what? What are you talking about?" Respectfully, I personally wasn't watching either one of them prior to
Mm-hmm.
that game, really. So for me, I kind of really came on both of the bandwagons around that time because I was like, "What's all the animosity and conversation for?" I'm like, Caitlyn did it. She did it. It was fine. You know, she got it right back. She lost. Okay, you know what I mean? I'm like, we can't. For me, I'm like, I hate people like pick and choose. I'm like,
Yeah.
if they're competitors and they're talking smack, then they're talking smack. You know what I mean? You dish
Amen.
it out, you get it right back. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. But I feel like for Kate C. Clark, as I call her,
Yeah.
I feel like it was like she was kind of like victimized in a sense. And then when Angel did it, it was like she was the thug beating up on poor, C. Clark. And I'm just like, what does that come from? You think?
Oh, white America. col- colonialism.
No, I mean, because I mean,
No,
this isn't 2024,
seriously.
2025. Although we still have racism, still exists. And I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but when it
Yeah,
comes
most
to
definitely.
things like sports, I'm like, in terms of defense, and talking smack, I'm like, are you really like gonna put like the whole racial thing on playing defense and talking smack? People do that for ages when they play sports. They get in your face, they talk smack. You know what I mean? You suck. Whatever. They might curse each other out. They do it, and
Yeah,
you move on. I'm like, well, why is it in other sports? I don't really see like when the men do it. I don't really see like Luca and LeBron trending, for talking smack because one's white and one's black. It seems like with the
exactly.
women and those two specifically, it became about a race thing. I'm like, why is that? We don't do that in baseball. I don't see it in soccer. I don't really see it in
Yeah.
track. I'm like, what's going on here? That's what I don't
Well,
understand.
yeah. Well, just like what they did with Ronda Rousey. I call Caitlyn sometimes Ronda Rousey 2.0,
Uh huh.
because they were saying at one time, oh, Ronda Rousey, she can fight a man if she wants to. And they was calling Floyd Mayweather a chump because, oh, you can't,
Uh
because
huh.
they was like, they was trying to get them to the fight. He was like, I'm not fighting a woman, And so, and Layla Ali kept saying, well, if she fight a girl, a girl boxer, she was like, she gonna get served. And lo and
Okay.
behold, she got
You got served.
she got dropped. It was hilarious, and I really do appreciate that the young lady who beat her. Then the next Caucasian girl beat her. Then a Latina girl warmed up too.
Hmm.
But the whole thing with Kate, why we see it like this to this level is because everyone wanna. They found someone. See, I'm gonna put it where it is. You ready? Are you are
I'm
you you
ready.
sure you ready?
I'm
And
ready.
that's
Let's do
and
it.
and Nescu look a little masculine.
You think so?
I'm a
I don't
dude.
think so.
I'm a
There
dude.
are there are some women, with all due respect to me, that do look a little bit more masculine. But to me, Sabrina Ionescu and and Caitlin Clark to me are very similar in terms of how they look. Not like the dark hair. I mean, like terms like the body. Like I don't get like a masculine for me.
Well, I'm talking about her grill. Her grill. She looks a little masculine. Okay, I'm just telling you
Okay.
as a dude. Ask
Okay.
any dude you want to. Hold
Okay.
the pitch up
Okay.
on your phone, and they'll be like, "That's it." No,
Go
no.
ahead. Okay.
But
Got you.
no,
No,
I got to took her
I'm
around.
not a man,
But
so go ahead.
no. So what end up happening is that when you find someone who you feel like is is like that's going to be America's doll, because remember they don't only call Kate the savior, they call her the goat, they call her pure. That's a word they use to describe her.
I
Pure.
haven't
Oh,
heard that. Okay.
oh my God. Get
I
on
haven't
get
heard that
get on
word.
Facebook.
I've
Face
heard the goat, I've heard the great white hope. I've heard all kinds, but I haven't heard that one.
She's so pure, pure at heart. She means the best. Kate was tormenting
Mhm.
people left and right. And this is what happened with between her and Angel. So she had took down a couple of teams. So Angel was like this. Angel said the reason why I did this to her was
Yeah.
because Kate was known for it. And CBS and ESPN, they was all playing it, showing her do every time she would shoot,
Uh-huh.
and she would pull out jersey, and everybody was like, yo,
Uh-huh.
she the truth. And all
Uh-huh.
of a sudden, so Angel said, "You know what?" She said she cooked my girls. She said she got them. She said, but she said I wanted to get it for my girls. So
Yeah, I
once
saw
we
that. I
beat
did see
her,
that interview. Uh-huh.
that's why I did that to her. And people lost their minds as if the first time they seen it for the first time. And so a couple of people were saying, a couple of the racist people were saying, because they're tiki torch white people. That's what they are. They what they end up doing was they would say, oh, but she didn't follow no one around and do it. You listen.
I
You
did see
you
that comment too. Like Caitlyn just did a little, and then
no.
Angel did it. She kind of got all up, she kind of
Yeah,
followed
yeah,
her
when you
across the
get
court,
yeah. Well,
like
you
with it.
can't listen. You can't tell me how to give you the medicine. You know what I mean? You can't. You got look. If you gonna give it, you gonna give it. So
Uh-huh.
now this is my turn. So I'm gonna give
Hmm.
it to you. I got a ring, baby, ring. And see, this is the difference. Angel's a champion. At the end of the day, a lot of things Angel do, it look a little sloppy. It look a little, you know what I mean? And they wanna, and look at her. She can't do this. She's not. She's a man. Angel do not look like nobody's man.
Not
Trust
to me
me.
either. I don't
Please.
think so either.
Half of those nasty white guys who have a lot of things to say about Angel would be dead on her. They need to stop because
There's some
because
some there's some some
because
some mean
they
black some mean black men comments too.
Oh no, no. What I'm saying is, yeah, oh yeah, it do be some black men that come, but a lot of those guys are Trumpers. You know what I mean?
Oh God, we're back.
No,
We're
right
going
there.
back.
But
We're
no,
coming
no,
back.
but a lot, no, all right, a lot of those guys, they are just guys who like to follow the crowd. Unfortunately, a lot of black men they don't know how to stand up for themselves or think for themselves. They're not independent thinkers. They just can't say, "Hey, I can see them badgering her," and I can say whether she white or black, I should be able to say, yo, what are you doing? Stop doing that. But
Hmm.
no, but when they see it, because it's something in us, I can't say intrinsically, but what like inherently that we have,
Hmm.
that we want to make white America happy. We want them to feel
Hmm.
safe. So we end up agreeing with them, and it makes us feel good. You know what I mean? That's why we have, no, I'll leave Trumper.
I'm like, no,
But
like we could agree disagree all day. I'm fine with that. I love to hear different perspectives.
oh
That's
yeah,
what conversation is all about.
yeah, but she looks more like a more girly than an SQ does, and then you know what I mean. So and so a lot of them don't like the LBGT community, even though a lot of them are in it. They'll never
Hmm.
say it, but so since they don't like that, and they try to follow a certain narrative, they feel like
Hmm.
she's the safe bet. She has exciting play. She runs up and down the court, and they give her a lot of exposure. You know what I mean? They give her,
Hmm.
like I say in the radio, where I'm in radio, they give people a lot of spins. They say, hey, we want you to spin this record, and they'll let you know. And so that's what ended up happening with Kate. They keep spinning her clips. They keep spinning, and she become did like, man, this girl can ball. But if you ever notice, all they don't, you never see her shake nobody. All you do is see her when she shoot, she wide open, ain't she? Think about it.
Sometimes I feel like it was a little bit different in the W this year. She wasn't just like how
College
she was in
too.
college. It was different. But something that you mentioned how they spin things. I said this I think earlier this year on my channel, like, because people underestimate it. I think I saw a lot of comments that said, well, the media people weren't really watching W until Caitlyn came in, all these different things, like we only hear about Caitlyn. I'm like, it's a media thing, like the media pushes, like they
Yeah,
push certain people out, like, and if you're not really paying
definitely.
attention to it, when you keep seeing somebody all over the place, you see them on your YouTube, you see them on your Instagram, you see them on your TikTok, your Facebook. After a while, you're like, who is this? Like who is this girl or guy that keeps popping up all over my feed? So, no, naturally, I'm like, okay, let me go see what this person's all about. Let me go watch a game. Let me go look at some clips because everybody keeps talking about Caitlin Clark, LeBron James. And like
Yeah,
it gets into your psyche. I feel like if they had really put the same effort into the W with Brianna Stewart, or Sabrina Nescu, let's say Kelsey Plum as well, just other women as well who are also, very talented. It would be a little bit different. I feel like for whatever reason, they chose her, she was chosen, whichever one, and I feel like they put everything like behind her as if she was like the first and only one to shoot
yeah,
threes, like in the you know what I mean, in a game of women's basketball, and she's not. But the media is very powerful. They put a lot of messages out there. Like if you don't pay attention to it, you
yeah,
kind of find yourself getting like sucked into it. Most people don't really think about that. Like it's who they push. They're not pushing anybody else. They're not really talking about Asia like that. They're not really talking, about other ladies. They're not really talking about, no, you mentioned Enrique Gugwala. They're not really talking about her either, So,
yeah. But that All-Star game, they got to see who she was, and they were, oh yeah, at the end of the game, yeah, her and Kate, what? Her and Kate, what?
Enrique
You
had,
know,
she did her thing that game, Enrique.
she
Absolutely.
did her thing, and see, and that's when we as African Americans, or those who like to advocate truth, just tell the truth. That was that girl. That was Enrique's moment. It had nothing to do with no Caitlin
Mhm.
Clark, Angel Reese. It had nothing to do with none of them. They didn't choose her on that team. She had backed out because they kept giving her the runaround. Remember,
Mhm.
because she went on Club Shay Shay and was like, hey, they keep giving me the runaround
Yeah, I saw
about
it.
it. So
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
yeah, she said I backed out, and then lo and behold, she said, but I'ma like them. Woo! See, that's a baller. See, Kate's not that. That's a baller. She's not a baller. She's
I,
not a
I think
baller.
I think her personality is different in terms of Enrique.
It's not even. It's not even. It's game. It's not. It's not even. It's not even personality. Steph, look, watch this. Steph is a baller. Watch this. Um, what's that? What's the other boy? Oh man, there's so many balls in the NBA right
There
now,
is
man.
so many.
I,
But
I
I feel
mean,
like there are certain people that like when you kind of shut them out,
mm-hmm.
when they get a chance to, they're gonna make you pay for it. They're gonna be like, you know what, you made a mistake. You should have chose me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna show
Oh,
you why you should have chose me. You
yeah,
know, I didn't, I don't get that kind of vibe from her. Kaylin gives me a little bit more passive vibes.
yeah. She has to be passive. See, all right. Sometimes you have to be passive when you know your limits. That's why she didn't play in the new league. Because to see the new league is 3-on-3. She knew.
On rival.
Unrivaled. Thank you so much. You know I forgot it. You know I'm old.
You think it's because she wanted a break after playing all that basketball from
Mm-mm.
college and then
Nope.
W?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
No, no, not at all. I know.
Nope.
No.
Unrivaled started when? Maybe a month ago.
Yeah, and then January. Yep.
She stopped playing ball in what? September.
Was it September? It might
Had
be September. Yeah, maybe. It might be.
yeah,
I thought it
like
was a little
yeah,
before that, but
because
you be right.
they took the break in break in August. So maybe let's say October 1st or like early October.
Somewhere in
Let's
there,
just
yeah.
yeah, let's just give her grace. Listen, you take a month off, you could take look, she could have choked to the middle of December. She would have been ready. But see, you know what your limits are. And when you know what your limits are, you like, man, I'm not getting into none of that because I can't. My handle is not up there. Did you see those 1-on-1 tournaments that they was playing?
Which one? No, when the Olympics come up, you talking about this these game
Yeah,
Unrivaled specifically.
Unrivaled got this 1-on-1 tournament that they're
Uh
playing
huh.
right now.
Uh
So
huh.
it's like the winner get like 300 grand, which is
Uh
all
huh.
that. Kate,
I heard about it.
see, Kate, yeah, you know they give him the whole floor plan saying, hey, we're gonna play 3-on-3. It's gonna be 6 people per team.
Mm-hmm.
But see, she can't take that because that you got to run up and down that court on 3-on-3, and you get tired, and your players going to is
It's
going to
definitely
stick you.
harder. It definitely looks a lot
It's
harder for sure.
it's way harder, and see that's what she's not, and that's why I won't paint her in that light because there's too many girls out here who hustling, who's doing what they're supposed to, who's raising their game, who's practicing their dribble, who's doing all the things they need to do, and all of a sudden she step on the court. We both go. I supposed to be like, oh, so
Uh-huh.
enamored with, oh my God, she shot a 3-point. Half of these girls shooting 3-pointers in number
Mm-hmm.
bottom, but the bottom of the net. I just think that it's a waste of it. I just think it takes away too much from hard work.
Uh-huh.
I think it robs too many people of who they really are, and by allowing, see, this is nothing but history being repeated over and over again, but in different ways. And if I give in to the hype machine,
Uh-huh.
then I too I'm guilty as well of
Uh-huh.
neglecting these girls of all the things that they can do so well. And oh, let her go, just let her go. She's going to be better for the Olympics. No, she's not. Just
So
let her behind stay right home. Bye.
I, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I feel like nowadays, when it comes to sports, and I use Jalen Hurts as a perfect example because I
Yeah.
was talking about him earlier this week.
Mm-hmm.
He's a winner, right? He's been to
Yeah.
two Super Bowls in 4 years, 2 or 4
Yep.
years. He's won one. And if you ask me, he outplayed Patrick Mahomes in both.
Yes,
Even
he
when that
did.
they lost, he completely
Yes, he
outplayed
did.
him. He was the best player, if you ask me. That's before Saquon. But for some reason, because Jalen Hurts doesn't look as I guess as exciting or electrifying as Josh or Lamar
Mm-hmm.
with the running and the jumping over people and all these different things, it's like, well, yeah, he's okay. He's not this, he's not that. So I say it to you: is it because
Mm.
Caitlin Clark
That's a good
doesn't
question.
have to, I guess,
Do it
because her
like
game is different. So
yeah.
because she's not looking like a hustler and a shaker and a mover, from I guess what you
Mm-hmm.
like to see when you watch basketball, does it
Mm-hmm.
mean that she's not working hard or she's not
No, not
hustling?
well. I'm gonna tell you why. See, it's certain things I said in the beginning. Poor lateral movement. Number one. You know what I mean? So if I'm scoring 30 and my opponent's scoring 25, then I'm only up +5. If that. If I constantly need my if I constantly need my teammates to set picks for me, it's going to be a problem down the
Mhm.
stretch of a game because everything is heightened at that point. It's like you may need a pick, but then you have like poor ball handling skills. So it's not just that the way it looks. She can't do certain things. She can't finish with the opposite hand. She can't create and dish where you was like oh man, like somebody you draw the defense, now this person is wide open. A lot of times when people were coming over her, it's not because she's gonna shake somebody. It's just before they want to take the ball from her because she has a slow movement. And plus and another fault that she does, she dribbles with the ball in front of her, so far in
Uh-huh.
front of her. I was like, oh my God. Remember when Angel said, I wanted to pick her? And when LSU had beat them the first time in
Mhm.
the first championship, she said, I wanted to pick her, but she couldn't pick her because she said, because Angel, they really should play the 1-3-1 with Angel and the big chick in Chicago. I forgot her name, the center. But um but this is
So
LSU.
Camila Cardozo?
Yeah, Camilla. Yeah, they should play the 1-3-1 with them. Anyway, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, it would really work out. But the whole thing with Angel was she couldn't. She said I didn't get her. She said, but I wanted to, and
Mhm.
and that's because we all it's what we all see. Anybody who play ball knows this. But sometimes we have the propensity
Mhm.
to comply with whatever the narrative is saying. So anytime you're talking about people about sports and they're
Mhm.
saying what they're saying on ESPN or what they're saying
Mhm.
on Fox, you know that they have been systematized to talk and to do the things like they do. And it's like you're not really gonna get any fruit from them. You're just gonna get some rehashed, rhetoric. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So yeah. But
But
so
no,
I don't think it's that. I think she just can't do certain things. She
I
can't take
get that. I
yeah.
get what you're saying, but I feel like as a whole, as of lately, we've gotten
Mm-hmm.
to the point where if someone could be winning, but because it doesn't look the way we want it to do, or we want it to look, or doesn't look as flashy or as exciting, it's like, well, he's not really that good. She's not really that good. Like Asia Wilson has been so dominant for so long. And then I
Mm-hmm.
see like Caitlin Clark fans saying, well, Caitlin's the real MVP. Caitlin can do this. Nobody wants anybody doing, getting rebounds and so on. So I'm like, that's a part of the game. Like that's a part of it. You don't just like stand there and shoot all day. There's rebounds, there's dribbling, there's ball handling, there's all kinds of stuff that go into making a basketball game.
Yeah.
And for me, how I like to see people play the game at a high level across the board. I want to see somebody play some hard nosed defense. I want to see somebody die for the ball. I want to see somebody go ahead and die for those rebounds. I want to see somebody fight for it. Like I want
Yeah.
to see a one handed floater. I want to see somebody dunk if they need to. I want to see all those different things. I want to see one person just stand the whole game shooting threes, but that's just me. But I feel like when it comes to Angel, because her game, to me, I think if Angel in a few years, I see her to me being like a younger, like Asia Wilson in terms of style
Wow.
of play with their height. Angel already has no, she already has a dominant personality. She already has the will and the drive. She has the hustle inside of her. I feel like what she needs
Mm-hmm.
to work on looks like her shot. You know what I mean? Because Asia can shoot. She already has the rebounds. You know what I mean? Like she knows how to get to the rim. Now the finishing, she needs to work on. Obviously. But people I think don't really give enough credit to rebounding. Like rebounding,
Yeah.
there's a skill to being able to get in front of that ball, and get those rebounds. And she did it at such a high level in college. She broke the record for it. It hadn't been broken since I believe the 1994. She did it again
Amen.
in WNBA, and she was like the first rookie I think I don't know how many years. And people were like, oh, well, she was stat pad. I'm like, there's a lot of effort that goes into getting the rebound, to catching it, putting it back up over and over again till you get the shot. Like it's not easy. It was easy. Everybody be doing it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm like, because it doesn't look the way you want it to look, it doesn't come, with her knocking down threes from anywhere on the court, you know what I mean, or falling back, 60 feet from behind, the line, so to speak. It's like it's not winning. It's not good enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like. I'm like, where does that come from? Where'd that come from?
Well, once again, see, you don't want me,
No, I'm like
but
the people
see,
who if that's one thing if you're just like, oh, you watch it because like your boyfriend watches it or because your wife or your mom or something. But if you call yourself an actual basketball fan,
yeah,
then how are you not including that when you watch it? Like how are you
because
minimizing it?
because that's what people have always done in order to make you feel less than or to exclude you. You know, you ever notice that when people compare people, they say, well, they'll say Patrick Mahomes never did what Tom Brady did. Like, why do I have to do what Tom Brady did in order to be great? Well,
But they're two
stay in
different
the pot.
styles of players, but okay.
Yeah, I know, but they so what they do is they make that the pentacle. You know what I mean? They say,
Uh-huh.
hey, look, this is the thing you have to do in order to be great. I'm like, well, no, I don't. No, I don't. I don't do that to be great. I have to, I can play my way and be great. But see, the once again, the thing with
But we don't see that
I'm not one.
nowadays. If you don't play my way, it's like
Yeah,
I don't see it as great. If it doesn't look like Steph, so to speak, it's not great. If it doesn't look, the way I think
yeah.
it should look, it's not winning.
But
It's not
see,
elite. I'm like, winning is winning. It used to be in sports you would measure it by your wins and your losses. It didn't really matter if you dropped 50 points because it's like you still lost. You still lost the game. You know what I mean?
well,
You had 50
well,
points in the loss. Like
yeah.
you had 50 points in the loss. It is what it is. Like you did great, but it wasn't good enough because you still lost.
But the
Now,
whole thing is,
now it's
yeah,
like
it's
you
different.
win,
But look at
but you win by three
Brunson.
points, and it's like, well, you got carried by your team.
But see, here's the thing. Look at Brunson and look at Steph. Brunson, he's like a little football player. He runs in and he does his thing, or he can stop on the dime and shoot that J in the middle of
He
in the
irritates
middle of
me
the floor.
sometimes.
Oh, Brunson, yeah, yeah. Well, he's like,
He,
yeah,
I hate that he always he runs into the foul and then he's like making it seem like you fouled him.
you foul him,
I'm
right?
like,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
ran right
yeah.
into that. Really
You
and
ran
truly,
right.
you ran into it, and then you like, oh, a foul, my arm. I'm like,
Yeah,
really? I'm so
yeah. That's
tired of that.
Brunson.
That shouldn't be allowed anymore. If you run into the foul, damn it, they get to go shoot. How about that?
Exactly,
Like, go do
exactly.
it again.
But that's his thing. And see, that's why I call some people winners and some people when we talk about winners because they still get the job done. They
Hmm.
still they still get the job done. Some people don't get the job done. Some people end up shutting them down. When people start to shut you down and you can't do anything else, it's like it lets me see who you are. It lets me see like,
Hmm.
well, see, you're not willing. See, if Kate had done that in year two, like it was year two or I'll say year three, and then like, well, year four, well, she got better. No, she does the same thing. Then she start
Hmm.
pouting. Then she's crying at the refs, and then she's slamming her hands. And the rest was like, no, we're not going to even start this because we all know what it's going to turn into. It's going to turn into a fiasco, and I'm
Hmm.
not going to be. You're not going to dictate to me. And I've been refing these other girls for the last 10 years of my life, and you're going to come in here and change the narrative? No, 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 no. That's very dangerous to do that. And that's why I'm glad that the ref stuck up and gave her a text and everything because you're supposed to. And now to Angel, I have to say this about Angel. I was watching her in the Unrivaled. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry. I love Angel. When somebody told me, oh yeah, she used to play point guard, I was like, if you tell me you told me one more time that girl used to play point guard, I will slap you in your mouth myself because there's nowhere in the world on God's green earth that girl played point guard. Because I'm sitting here looking at Angel going, listen, you have to, honey, you have to learn to play with your back towards the basket. I know that Lisa Leslie came in and she was teaching you some stuff. I think she
Uh-huh.
probably did that for 3 days. No, honey, you need to be in
Hmm.
a summer league somewhere. I know you can't be in a summer league because summer you playing ball, but you need to
Uh-huh.
be in a league somewhere, just balling, just keep balling, just keep playing. And I know Angel, she don't want to get toned because she's a girly girl. You know what I mean? She like her body
Hmm.
to be a girly girl. And I understand that. And that's cool. I think Kate's like that too. But I'm like, honey, you're going to have to do some stuff to really like elevate your game. And I
Yeah.
know you was out there, they had us shooting the 3 pointers. I'm like, but honey, that's not your game. I understand you want to shoot the 3 pointers, and that's nice. Okay. But
Everybody
if
wants to.
you,
That's the point. Everybody's shooting the high volume of threes
yeah,
now.
yo,
Like,
Angel should
what?
learn how to
No,
play in that
nobody
paint.
cares about the. She really should because she has the body, and the physicality for it.
She got long arms.
That
All
too.
you
Yeah,
got to
she's
do is
long.
turn
Yeah.
around and just do a little semi like. Listen,
Hmm.
I was like, y'all let these girls do whatever they want to. I was like, I would sit down and I was like, honey, this is what you need to learn how to do
Uh
because
huh.
there's no way in the world. I remember on one play, Stu, she was playing against Stewie's team, and
Uh
Stu,
huh.
Stewie was taking her. And Angel tried to do a Hakeem Olajuwon shake, the little bake, a little fake bop
Uh-huh.
bop. But she didn't know where she was when she finished spinning. I
Uh-huh.
was like, you have you have to picture where you are and see if you practice that, you'll know when you pivot and you turn,
Uh-huh.
you know where you're going to be, and the elbow is going to be straight, and you can get that shot off. But
Uh-huh.
if you just doing it for the sake of doing it, you know what I mean? One time she did it and turned, and the girl and Stewie was right there. I'm like, honey, you're not even looking. Because when you shake, if you don't see them move, then you know to go the opposite way. You know, like if you shake and they still there, then you spin and go that way. But
Hold
she,
on, hold on, hold on. Hold on.
yeah,
I gotta ask you because I like to call it fair across the board here on my channel, right?
okay,
So when you were talking about Kate, as you call her, right? You were a
uh
little bit hard on Kate. You know what I mean? You weren't harsh, but you a little bit. Your tone was a little bit different. You talking about Angel now, it's a little bit softer, it's a little bit nicer. Now that you already agreed that they both need to work on some things. Why is that?
why am I softer on Angel?
Yeah,
Truthfully, you know why? It's not because she's
you
black.
truthfully, yeah, we speak truth on this channel. We don't lie.
It's not because she's black. It's because the names and how they berate her,
Hmm.
the way they come for. I mean, the names I've seen that they call this girl. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I like Angel. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? Not like a freaky old man, but I like.
What's
Yeah, I
going
like me some Angel girl. No,
on?
but 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 no, I like Angel. And the thing that gets me is that I'm like, why are you calling this girl a prostitute? Why are you calling her? This girl had a boyfriend in college that they always took pictures and done
She
everything with,
did.
and
Her
she,
and I think Cam Fletcher, right? Was his name Cam, something like
yeah,
that?
and she
Mhm.
built her money up, and she made sure she did her IG and made sure she built a brand for herself. Very smart. And then everybody, oh, you dumb, you can't pass, and blah 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 blah. It was all this
I
stuff,
think
and
that came something happened between her mom, I think Flage's mom or something, and the whole narrative came about her having failing
yeah,
grades or something, or being dumb or
yeah,
something like that. I'm not even sure what
yeah,
if there
and
was truth behind it or what, but
listen, even if you are feeling great, look, let me tell you something. Let's just be real. And I'm gonna take a four because that's what I do. But I'm gonna take a four. Listen,
okay.
you making over $1 million a year while you in college, and you on private jets, and you start to and your grades are slipping a little. You start to slip. Listen, It's hard. It's hard. Listen, it's hard to make money and then play ball and then stay in school.
That ain't hard to
It
make nowadays. These athletes in college and high school, they are
no, I'm
making
saying
bank.
I'm saying it's
People
it's
like the
hard to do
money
to do all three
to
at
stay
one time
focused.
because
Mhm.
yeah, you really can't focus. So her becoming unfocused, and but for you to see, they want to paint that narrative with black people. Oh, you dumb. They love to use dumb. Oh, you dumb. She don't know anything. And the two moms got into it. I was like, as black folk, you gotta know, like, you know what? We're not gonna even do this. We're gonna go over here and
Mhm.
talk about this. See,
Yeah.
because see, Kate, she be with her boyfriend, and they still calling her pure. She shacking just like Kate, just like Angel shacking. You know what I mean? She
I get that part.
listen,
Mhm.
trust me. She popping that pill in the morning. You know what I mean? So stop. She doing no, she's doing exactly what she's doing, and that's what get me. Oh, she's so pure. She's a good Christian girl. Listen,
I think I think, and it's not even just about Angel or Caitlyn. I feel like in general, when you have, by all accounts, you have someone like Caitlyn, right? Who, when you see her more times than not, she's kind of like quiet out the way. Might see her at a game with a boyfriend or cheering her boyfriend on because he coaches, or hanging out with Taylor Swift or whatever on a Chiefs game. But for the most part, she's kind of out the way. You don't really see her out and
yeah,
about. And I feel
definitely.
like, so it paints the picture of someone who's wholesome and who's pure and classy. Even if it wasn't Caitlin Clark, that's just usually how we look at things anyway. She's somebody who's covered up, who seems to be quiet and nice. And it's like, oh, she's a nice, wholesome young lady. That's someone you should bring home to your mom. You should marry her, put a ring on it. And then you see somebody like Angel, and Angel's personality is she's out there. You know what I mean? Like she's out. I don't mean out there in terms of like showing her body. I mean her personality. She's kind of out there in your face. She's outgoing. She's
Mm-hmm.
outspoken. She's
Mm-hmm.
unapologetically Angel, like like her podcast title.
Yeah.
And I think there was a point when she was with her boyfriend. before I think her popularity really went to the next level, where she
Yeah.
was more, kind of, with her boyfriend. She played a ball, went to school,
Yeah.
whatever, hung up with her boyfriend. You didn't really see her out and about as much. They broke up. Her stardom started to rise. She at the Met Gala. She on private jets. She doing all kind of different things. She got the angel, the Angel Reese's meal at McDonald's. My girl, she got her
Yeah.
face on a Reese's, cereal in the supermarket. I mean, life was just
Yeah.
coming at her fast. You know what I mean? So, but also, she comes from a single parent household. I think she just retired her mom, paid off her mortgage, and I think people always forget that you get paid, name, no, NIL, name, you know what I mean, image, likeness. That's a
And
real
like this,
thing.
right?
Like she's getting paid to be outside. She's not outside for free. You know what I mean?
Amen.
But I think because when she's out, you see her out. Sometimes, you see more, I guess, of her body than what you may feel you should see. And then it goes with the whole, oh, you're a whore, or you don't care enough about your game. If you out as much, if you were hanging in the gym as much, you'd be a lot better of a player. You see Caitlyn, she's always working on her game. She's out the way. And then you see you outside with
She
lingerie, all
can
these
be.
different things.
She can.
But that's always how it's gonna be. When you see a woman like Amber Rose, I was like, she's talking at the Trump rally. Like, what's going on? Like that was the most covered up
Yeah.
thing I ever seen Amber Rose covered up, over the years. But when you dress a certain way, even at times, people automatically go to you must be for the streets, you must be a whore, and different things. Like that's really all
Yeah.
that matters. It's a perception that you put out. So I will say I gotta give Angel just a little bit of responsibility for that because
Mm-hmm.
we
Yeah.
know how that goes. You know what I mean? Like if we see your cheeks out of the game, people be like, "Why her cheeks out?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
What you doing?
definitely.
I mean, because you
Oh
got a butt
yeah.
already. You got a butt. You got a body. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to put the coochie cutter shorts on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We don't have to see your cheeks. We see your cheeks. Your shape anyway. Respectfully. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like when you do things like that. It's like okay, because you can also pose with lingerie without overdoing that. We see models do it all the time. You know what I mean? Like you see the white
Yeah.
models in Victoria's Secret when they pose, it looks a lot more classy. You see the black girls on Instagram, Instagram models. It's a whole different vibe in the lingerie. It's like whoa.
Yeah.
So I just feel like at times she could still do certain things, but maybe she did a little bit differently. It would be received differently. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Okay, me being, let me speak from a Christian perspective. Me, honey, people say, you're a Christian?
But no, as a
This nigga.
man though, right? When you see somebody walking down the street, right? You
Yeah.
just out. You go to Walmart, you at the mall,
Yeah, no,
and you
I'm
see
with
a
you.
woman walking past with her cheeks out. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Are you thinking wholesome, or are you thinking take you to the house for some fun or something?
Okay, see, this is the part that a lot of us don't speak to. We never speak to culture. We never speak to the culture, and
Okay.
the whole the whole thing about the culture is just that a lot of younger,
Black
uh,
culture? You mean like hip hop culture? What do
um,
you mean culture?
yeah, yeah. When I say culture, there's people who don't dress a certain way, and there are people who
Mhm.
will dress that way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Okay.
it's a part of the culture, whether we want it to be or not. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? It's not something that's void. And remember years ago, um, they used
So
to
wait,
show
so wait, are you giving do I hear you giving Angel a little bit of an excuse? What do you
no,
mean?
no, no,
Okay.
no, no. Hear me out. No, hear
You
me out.
said you said the
Remember,
culture. I'm like, hold up. You kind
no,
of
but no,
giving
I'm
excuses?
no, I'm not. I'm not giving her excuses.
Okay.
But see, all right. See, when people say an excuse, I don't own her moral compass. You get what
Okay.
I'm saying? Or what I think should be moral. Even though I'm a Christian, I can't I can't tell you, well, I don't well, that's wrong. Well, maybe not where I come, maybe not where you come from, but it's cool where I come from. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
I get that.
uh,
Okay.
years ago, I don't know if you're kind of young. What you about? Never mind, never mind. But anyway, years ago, she's like,
Don't
"Don't you
even do
ever
it.
ask me my
Yeah, don't you
age."
ever ask on the live at that.
I
No.
know,
Go
right?
ahead.
But years ago, they had something called Girls Going Wild. It was they
Who
used
can
to
forget
sell
that show?
yeah they used to sell videos
I
and
remember.
And it was
So
always
I'm
about
telling you how old
girls
I am
who
a little bit. I remember.
yeah, exactly. And it was about girls who didn't look like you or me. You know what I mean? Of course, they don't look like me, but you know what I mean? They don't look
I'm
like
about to say,
us.
hold up. Okay.
And I know, right, right. And they would take and they would hold their shirts up and they'd be like, "Yeah, girls
Yeah.
go wild." And it was like, "Yeah, well, you know how it is this time of year. You go down to Mardi Gras, it's
Uh-huh.
girls going wild." And it was predominantly them down there doing it, and it
Spring
was
break.
accept.
Yeah.
Yep, it was acceptable. It was fine. No
Yeah.
one said nothing. No one judged their
That's true.
moral characters or standards or anything. All of a sudden, all of a sudden, when black folks get their liberty and say, you know what, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and it's not that the mamas and everyone will say, oh yeah, go out there and show your nipples. No, it wasn't that. Or go out there
Uh-huh.
and show your print, son. No, it was
Uh-huh.
none of that. It was just kids starting to do what they wanted to do.
Hmm.
And now, all of a sudden, now everybody got this moral compass of what to do. Everybody now has this big moral compass. Yet they still cursing people out. I'm talking about these moral people. They listen. They still letting they still letting people like George Floyd. I hate to say, let kneel on people neck and then you have to
Hmm.
prove yourself innocent. All these, but yet they had these high morals. You can't, your morals can't be high. Look at see. I don't want to get too political, but I'll just say this part. Look at the fact that how many Texans allow illegal immigrants to clean their houses for decades,
Uh-huh.
for decades. And now, but when they get caught, they get locked up. But the people who house them, isn't that called
Uh-huh.
aiding and abetting?
Uh-huh.
Nothing happens to them. And see, it's all about what they want, whatever I want to call immoral.
Hmm.
So when I look at some people, I say, well, what culture you talking about? Like in my household, me and my wife, we didn't let our daughter or our sons dress like that. No, but somebody else down the street may, because that's what they like to do. And remember, that's the country that we're in. But when they ready to vilify it, then they want to vilify it. Because remember, they was against the Kardashians for years. The Caucasian
Hmm.
people were, but now all of a sudden they turned against Kanye. Now they on their side. You know what I mean? Good old Kim, she's a lawyer, and she can
Uh-huh.
get black people out of jail. Praise the Lord, sister. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Now that's the narrative. See, and that's what I mean. Like whatever they want to spin and how they want to put it, now it's cool.
I
Now,
feel like when it comes to Kardashians, that was also their mom working overtime with that. She worked overtime to kind of revamp that whole image from the whole, tape that she had with Ray J back in the day. Like the show when you see Kim doing different things. I feel like they worked really hard to reshape that brand and really like try to get
yeah,
it, in a different. I will give credit for that when it
yeah,
comes
but
to them specifically.
yeah, but they they still was doing their Kardashian thing. They still was, they still was painting their bodies and filling their body parts up with inflating their body parts in order to look more like the black culture, and that was just how black women look. You know what I mean? That's just how they look, and they can't help because they're thing accentuate and is voluptuous. They can't help all that. It's like, hey, this is what it is, boo. So I can't, and we want to now. Talk, we then now treat black women like, oh, we have to do you have to do a certain thing so white America or white guys
What's
won't
up?
be
What's up?
tempted.
Somebody says
Who's
watching from
that?
Las Vegas. What's up?
What's up, Vegas? Hey, whatever happened to Vegas, stay in Vegas, baby. No, I'm playing. Do your thing. No, I'm playing with you. No, but so we see a lot of that with white America, and that's what they do. They want to they blame everybody for what everybody else for what's going on, and they get to do pretty much anything and everything. And it's like, no. So I don't. It's a shame today when you want to mention a common thug in the same sentence as Barack Obama, and that's what they do in this country. They just say
Okay.
blacks, and yeah, I'm sorry.
No,
I
no, you're
don't
fine.
know.
No, I was gonna bring it back to Angel because, like I said, before,
Mm,
um, I guess her popularity really took off when she
yeah,
had, I guess a different image,
yeah,
with her boyfriend, her ex boyfriend now. People didn't
Mm-hmm.
really paint her in that villain light. They didn't really paint her in the thought light, whatever have you,
Yeah.
or the promiscuous, light. And I feel like I said, with her popularity and I guess the different brands coming to her and saying, hey, can you wear this, and we'll pay you whatever it works, the NIL deal she has going on. I feel like that's when it kind of changed. She said, at one point, she was saying that, she didn't mind being a villain, like I'm
Yeah.
okay with being a villain. And then after, when the season ended, her college season ended and they didn't win, you got to really see her. I think she was asked a question. People kind of edited that part of the conversation out, but the reporter did ask her, "How do you feel about the season? That no, how the season went as a whole?" And that's when she spoke about, what she was going through, and she was crying a little bit. People said, "Well, why are you playing victim?" I'm like, "You guys, she was asked the question.
Yeah.
But you got to see a different side of her. As much as I love Angel, it's like you can't say in one breath, "I'm fine being the villain. I'm good being the villain," and then the same sense, you seem like you're bothered by it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she should be bothered by it, because she's still a human being.
Amen.
Like it's one thing to put your brave face on, like I'm good. Call me if you want to call me. I'm still Angel, I'm still that girl. But I
Mm-hmm.
reading those comments sometimes on her page, it's a lot. It's a lot when you have
Yeah.
the whole world just coming down your throat, making videos about how you throw up bricks and all these different things. It's a lot of hate that she gets. So I understand why she tried to put her big girl pants on, so to speak, and pretend like it didn't get to her. But
Yeah.
for me, you got to see that it did bother her. But I will
Yeah.
say for her, I mean, you can't play both. You know what I mean? If you're gonna say, "Hey, I'm the villain, I'm cool with it," then rock with it. You know what I mean? You can't do that and then be like, at the same time, I feel a little bit like this and that. Like for me, you got to pick one. I'm okay with everyone you want to
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Like, but
Well,
you can't go back and forth because for people gonna hold you to that. You come on and say
yeah,
I'm the villain, and I'm fine being the villain. I'm good.
yeah,
I got to be
yeah,
that
that,
mean girl. I got to be that tough girl. Then fine.
well, that chump Acho, he's a chump. He,
Oh,
he,
no, we're not gonna do. We're not gonna have no Acho slander will be tolerated here on this channel. Okay,
oh my
I
God,
watch the
she's
facility
enamored with, oh
religiously.
God.
I like Acho. I think he's so articulate. He over
Here goes some
explains himself. Uh
applause. Here you
oh.
go. Here you go for Acho.
I know you're not doing
There
it on
you
purpose.
go.
I know
What?
you better clap for Acho with your hands.
No, Acho got much better since he went from speak to the facility. He really did. He got
The
much
same. It's
better.
like the same show with a different name.
Acho was a dancing bear, a dancing bear. Yes, he was.
Okay.
Anyway,
What does that
so
do with
so
Angel?
yeah,
Like,
well, yeah, well, this is the thing see, you always have to have people. It's limits to everything. You get what I'm saying?
mhm.
There's a limit to everything. You can't, I want to be the villain. Yeah, I want to be the villain in basketball. Yeah, I want to be the villain in basketball. But when you start calling me whore, slut, dyke, you calling me all these names, and we expect like, well, Angel, you
I
just better.
know. I'm
But
never
but
usually
see,
live. I want to come live today. Go ahead. I was reading the comments.
okay, but you see how we think, but now I just watch what I'm saying. Do you
Okay.
see how we think that she should be able to take that? Well, you are the bad person. She's not. Listen, Angel don't get on
But she
nobody's.
said that she could take it.
Listen,
That's why
all
we
right,
think that.
but okay. See, follow me
She
for
said
one
it
minute.
though. She said it.
But listen, follow me for 1 second. Just for
Okay.
1 second. Listen. All right. I'm gonna say this, and it's going. You're gonna see plainly what I'm saying.
Okay.
I come from a large family. I got 7 brothers. I have 4 sisters. I'm the youngest, right?
Okay.
I have
Only
a
child.
sister. I can tell. But anyway, I have. No, I'm joking. Only child syndrome. No, I'm playing.
All
No,
right. Don't start your stuff. Okay.
I know. I know. I do my improv. Let me stop. But I always tell. I was always telling my sister she had a lot of mouth. And I always tell my sister, I said, I can tell you never been punched in the face. I know that sound harsh. I know that
Mhm.
sound harsh. Cause everybody,
I get it.
yeah, cause such and such, she don't play. And they said about my sister, yeah, she don't play. And she be
Uh
out
huh.
there. And one day my brother,
Oh my, he got her. He got her good. You still hanging on about it? What happened?
Oh my God. But see, I'll leave it alone. I ain't gonna really go into it because she may see this one day. But my whole point, I don't laugh now, right? But my whole point is that everybody's tough until they get hit.
Okay, I
Everybody
get
has
you.
limits. See, even though my sister had a lot of mouth, I never wanted that to happen to her. You get what
I
I'm
get what you're
saying?
saying.
With
Okay.
you get what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
limits to everything. And because we're black, we automatically think, well, she shouldn't have said like, this is when people get like the police
No, no,
beat.
no. I don't do that. I don't do the race thing because we're black. That's just why I think in general. I don't care if you white, Asian, purple. If you put
Yeah,
yourself out there in that light, and you're like, hey, I'm tough. I'm this. I'm not talking about Angel. I'm just saying in general now. If you put yourself out there
yeah.
like, hey, I'm tough. I can hang with the best of them, so to speak. And then you can't really hang with the best of them. You get exposed. Then it's like, okay, but you said you could hang.
But see, once again, this is a 22-year-old girl, right? And what end up happening is that when you never been sought after until white America comes after you. That's something. It's completely
I can
different.
only imagine.
And
If I
I'm
read a lot of the comments,
yeah.
it's crazy. Yeah, it's a
But
lot.
because let's see, because check out how it is. Even those who don't want to like be against you, they remain silent, which is also complicit, and you feel like you have nowhere to go. As everybody just coming at you and they letting certain things go by, and then you got the
Mhm.
blacks that's going to agree with them. So it can come at you pretty hard. So I don't
Absolutely.
yeah, I don't. When I look at her and when she said, "Oh yeah, well, then I just have to be the villain." Then I can say something in time. I can say I want to be the villain, but nobody knew. You never knew that that onslaught was going to come like that. And
I
sometimes
think
as
that's it. I don't think
blacks,
she was prepared for how heavy that
yeah,
backlash came.
yeah,
I don't think she was like,
no
"Whoa,"
one's,
like,
yeah,
yeah. I will give that.
exactly,
Yeah.
yeah, no one really knows that thing until it really hits. Like like yo, I don't believe this. Like look at the fact that George Floyd, like how he was on the ground, like y'all really gonna let this man just stay on top of me until I die? Are you kidding me? You don't know that onslaught till it comes. You don't know people. The young lady who was shot in the face, and see, you don't know the onslaught until it hits you. Until it hits you, and so when someone says something like, "All right, I'll be the villain," they didn't mean. I guarantee you, she didn't mean. You people calling her whores and all this dykes and all every 5 minutes. To this day,
Mhm.
if I say anything about Caitlyn on social media, people saying, "Oh, what about Angel Reese? That celeb?" I was like, "What does Angel Reese got to do with this conversation?" It's like
Yeah.
250 girls in the WNBA, and you
Well,
gonna pick Angel Reese out of every
anytime you mention Caitlyn, it comes, Angel Reese.
Angel
Angel
Reese?
Reese comes Caitlyn, and just it's like they're like together. Like they might as well just get used to it. They're like forever intertwined at this point. Like, cause you can't mention
Yeah,
one without with the other fan base coming in. Like, well, what about Angel? I'm like, I'm not talking about Angel. I'm talking strictly about Caitlyn. Like, how do we get Angel in this conversation? Like, what are y'all talking about?
exactly. And see that's what the problem comes in, and that's why when people say, "Oh well, she asked for it," I'm like, "Acho, such a stupid face up, man. You don't know what you talking about. That girl didn't ask for that. She didn't ask for people calling her whores and all this other stuff. We're talking about basketball. That'd be
And
the
I think, but
equivalent
that's the
if
thing, though. I think when she initially made those comments, I don't think, like you said, to her point, I don't think she realized just how bad it really would, it really could get for her until it really happened. But I think at some point, at least for me, who I am, it would have been. I think people may have saw a different side of her, and they may have given her a little bit more grace if she would have said, when I spoke, because I see a lot of y'all talking about me being a villain. I'm talking about on the basketball court. That's what I'm talking
mm-hmm.
about. I'm talking about being a
Yeah,
villain on the basketball court. I'm not talking about you guys calling me a whore and all these different. That's two different things, people. You know what I mean? Like let's cut the crap. I'm talking about as a basketball player. I play basketball. I'm here to win games, win championships. What I'm here
yeah,
for. I'm a competitor. Now, when you take
mm-hmm.
it off the court and make it personal, and talk about my mom and all these different things, and calling me a slut and all these different names, it's a whole different conversation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I was
yeah.
hoping that she would talk on that a little bit, at least in, like in her own podcast. Like you could see a little bit more of her, more of her softer side We know she's
Yeah.
a girly girl. We know that she's tough. She's like a fierce competitor. But I would have liked. I haven't watched every episode. But if it seems more like a fun, flirty kind of podcast, I get it. That's the market. She's young, but I would love that time just to see her show her more human side. I think people sometimes have a misconception about Angel, and they have someone who seems to be, I don't know, in their minds that she's like this stink, mean, slut like girl or whatever have you.
Well, let
But
me
it's more to her than that.
all right, stay right there with that. Right now, watch this. See, this is what I mean by that. We keep wanting her to prove herself, but watch this. The same people who are telling her to be moral, to be this, to be that, they're calling her slut, whore, trash. They're calling her a sloth. You know what I mean?
Some, but not
So
all.
no,
I'm
no,
saying that from a
no,
brand
no, no.
perspective. You know what I
But
mean?
when I
Because
but
it's a part of your brand.
yeah,
Like
but
her,
when
Caitlyn victim, Angel villain. That's like a part of their brand to a certain degree. You know what I
I
mean?
know, but what I'm saying is I'm saying the people who are calling who feel that she should be more, oh, you need to be moral, you need to tone it down. But the stuff that's coming out their mouth prove that they're not moral. It proves that they're not just, or they're not forthright, or they're not pure in their thoughts.
Mhm.
They're calling this girls some names out here that I'm sitting up here going, are you for real? And instead of and rather than Acho saying, yo man, we don't do that. You don't do that to no black women. And if we had if we could just stand together in one thing, like I don't have to agree with you. You don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be, you know what I mean? I'm talking about us and within our community, our black community. You don't have to agree with me. You could have. I took up for a girl who cursed me out one time. Are you kidding me? Are you
But why
kidding
don't
me?
but why do we make the conversations about Caitlyn, at least for me, Caitlyn and Angel, black and white conversations? For
Because they
me,
are.
when I look, that's not for me when I'm looking at sports, I'm not looking at white players, black players, Spanish, Asian players. I'm looking at
Yeah.
the player. I try not to look at it through the lens of racism.
Of
I feel
racism.
like
Yeah.
it's sports. We're supposed to be
Yeah.
competing at a high level, enjoying the game, whatever it is, trash talk, whatever is going on. But I feel like now, like this last year, especially when it comes to women's sports, I mean, I'm like, what is going on? Like, why does every conversation have to come back to the black girl or the white, woman or whatever it is? I'm like, they're two
Yeah.
women.
Because
Like,
okay, this is the reality of things. This is the reality. The reality is we have to deal with that. See, everybody is not built for this. You know what I mean?
built
You
for what
have
you
to
mean?
built to deal with the racial part component of it, because there's no way in the world do you see black men online calling Caitlyn the names that they call Angel. Not at all. Not at all. Yet we are still looked at or viewed as the hoodlums. No, no one says white people and the hood. It's just black people. And it don't matter where you are in life. You know what I mean? I don't like me. I don't live in what we consider the hood. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I don't trash and stuff
You seem
about.
you seem like a suburban kind of guy.
Well, this is
Like,
because my daddy and mommy raised me. You know what I mean? But listen, but even with that, but I'm not. I live in Philly though. You know what I mean? But people still look at you a certain way. But my whole point is just that when you look at black folks, you know what I mean, they automatically put us in a and no matter where we are, that they had it hard, man. Yeah, he was eating beans and they was stealing their mom and dad. No, my dad was an electrician. Sorry.
uh-huh,
Sorry. Big Bob was the electrician. 12
okay,
kids. That's right.
uh-huh.
5-bedroom house. We was jammed up, but Big Bob took care of us. You know what I mean? And my mom did too. You know what I mean? And so no. No, no. I'm not gonna you know, sit here and allow that to be painted about us, because they get off the hook about everything. They get to call her sluts and all this other stuff. And black people go around, yeah, well, you are dressing like that. Never addressing the white tiki torch people who are calling her names.
But there are
Never
plenty
saying,
of
why are
black
you
people that
calling
call
her
her
a
names as
whore?
well.
No, I'm just saying, like, why don't we
Uh-huh.
address them? It's like they just, I'm like, well, why are we addressing them? And it's a shame. And see, and that's why America keep getting away with stuff because black people don't have the balls to stand up and say what they need to say. And I'm like, yo, it's no
I
way
agree
in the
with you.
world.
I agree with you with that to a certain extent, but I feel like
All right,
that's
no, no, no.
I,
Give me the measurement. Tell
I
me
feel,
why. Where? Come on now.
no,
Come on
it's
now. Come on,
when it
black
comes
woman.
to no, when it comes to certain things, like I don't want to keep like go too far away from like sports or whatever
Oh,
have
okay.
you.
Yeah,
But I feel
all right.
like
Yeah, yeah.
when it
This
comes
your
like
show.
to
I'm sorry.
when it comes like to certain like like social issues,
Yeah.
like there are times where I feel like as a people, like we need to come together as a community and really like use our voices. Like I think I told you this when we spoke on the phone the first time. I said if we really use
Mm-hmm.
the way we came after Travis Hunter and his fiance, if we had took that same energy and put it into something else, we'll be a lot further along. Really and
Yeah.
truly. The amount of podcasts and shows and YouTubes and pages I saw that were just harassing his fiance. I was like, if we really took the time, like we would be so much better off. Like we really are sitting here trying to cancel this man's fiance because of her saying she wasn't attracted to him at first or whatever it is that she was going through when she first met him and so on and so forth. Like we forgot that he had a Heisman. We forgot about the
Yeah.
Heisman. We would focus more on how she sat down first, as opposed to focus that he won a Heisman. A two-way player. We haven't seen it before at a college level that high. That no that
Amen.
level of productivity. And we completely took away from his moment because we kept badgering his fiance for her sitting down first or not standing up as fast as we think she should have stood up. I'm like, are we really talking about this as opposed to congratulating that black man, like for his accomplishments? And most of the channels that I saw doing it were black people. We were
Amen.
tearing him down for his choice, telling him to run, go the other way, all these different things. But I'm like, why are we not celebrating him? Why?
Yeah.
But we were doing that. So I don't see other white channels, doing that with their people. I don't see them, nitpicking whose girlfriend stood up first or sat down last or whatever it is. It's only us. Like we're so quick to
Yeah.
cancel our own, but then the same system with other people to not treat us a certain way. It can't be both. Like
Yeah.
that to me, I'm like, it can't go back and forth. We are quick to condemn our own. Like something happens and we jump on the cancel culture quick. I mean, but I don't even know proof. You know what I mean? It could be one person that comes up with an allegation or a tweet, and it's like all over the place.
Yeah.
And the person is just that's it. The career is up in smoke, and it's gone.
Well, because all right, see, well, the reason why, a lot of reasons why we're like we are, and I'm not real, well, I am kind of blaming other people, but we allow a lot of people to speak into our culture. And I don't know, I know you don't, well, if you ever worked in an office, because I know you into the arts, but if you ever worked in an office before,
Mhm.
an office place, I worked in an office for over 20 years. Um, what they do with black men and women is this: they separate us by exalting one and putting another one at base. They do. And listen, I can name the companies off the top of my head. Bop, bop, bop. I'm not going to do that. And so
I
what
appreciate
would
that.
end up happening? Yeah, I know. I appreciate it because you long-winded Negro. But anyway, but so what they I'm so tired of you. But what they do is they handle us as such. And what happens is we start to grow a disdain for one another, like because it's like she's over me, and the black woman's hard, and they'll get that woman to say something to the man, like and in short, well, anyway, that's what they do.
Mhm.
That's what they do. They play each other. Now I'm gonna tell you too. Now we're gullible because we have such a thirst and a need to take care of our families or to have the things that we want to have. It's sort of like the man dying from thirst in a desert. If I mean, I give him a little cup of water, I'm gonna keep feeding. I'm a breadcrumb you. You know what I mean? So that happens a lot, and that's how a lot of people control us. They control us with money and power. They say, we can play you along. Because remember when Tiger Woods first came out, first Tiger Woods like,
I do not remember that.
well, he said when he was a little boy, they treat me so bad here. They got a commercial. It's a commercial. You should look at it.
Mhm.
They treat me so
Okay.
bad and so badly. I'm sorry, so badly, and I don't get this. They don't do this for me. They don't do that for me. And all of a sudden, it's 10 years later. I'm not black. I'm Tiger Woods.
Uh huh.
Nigga. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now you ain't black, you Tiger Woods? Listen, I can even live with you saying I'm black and I'm Asian. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because that's the truth of the matter. You know what I mean? But I'm not black. I'm Tiger Woods. Wow, wow. That's
So,
that.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to get too far off of topic, but it just makes me think. People were, I think, offended with Idris Elba years ago. You know, the actor, and he said, "I'm not a black actor. I'm an actor." People like our community was like, "Well, what do you mean? You know, like you're not a black actor. You're an actor. Like, why are you not announcing? I guess your blackness, so to speak." I'm like, you
Hmm.
guys, you don't see white actors saying, "I'm a white actress." You know, it's I'm an actress. I'm an Oscar-winning
But
actress.
you don't.
I'm a
All
any
right,
award-winning nominee, whatever it is. You know, like
but let me
why
ask
do
you
we always have
this,
to announce? Hold on, let me finish. Why always have to announce that we're black first? And that where does
because
that psychology come from? You
do
would
you
see
ever
I'm
see
black.
do
Like I don't
you
need
ever
to
see?
say, "Hey, I'm a black sports content creator." You see, I'm black.
Hmm.
I'm a content
Yeah,
creator. Like I
yeah.
don't need to say I'm a black. You know, like I mean, come on.
Well, okay. It's two reasons why it's important. You said I never see a white actor do that. Well, you never see a
I
white
don't
actor
also
get
say,
turned.
"Hey, I'm a white actor." You know.
Well, you never see a white actor get turned down because they're white, but you'll see a black actor get turned down because they're black, and that's the truth. You know what I mean? So when we're talking, see, you can never omit the culture, how people are perceived, how people are looked at, how people are you know you know, how they handle a certain role, how did they portray a certain character. And see, what end up happening is when we're black, because everyone's telling you, oh, it stems from black people have smaller brains and they can't handle this. They really can play how they cast you. You was a thug or a maid. So when you say I'm a the black when Denzel and Halle Berry won it, and it was like Black Night at the Oscars, and they both won for best actor and lead actor and lead female actor. Well,
Mhm.
the reason why you take pride in that is because people told you that you couldn't play that role. You couldn't do that. So we had to compartmentalize our thoughts and say, "Hey, I am that. I am good. I am perfect. I am not perfect, but I am, you know what I mean? I
Mhm.
can achieve these things and I'm black." And when we're saying that, we're not only declaring it to the world to let those racist people know, but we
Mhm.
also are reassuring ourselves because it's so embedded of hearing saying people saying nigga and hearing people say all these derogatory things about us. They tell you can't make it, you can't do this because of that. We don't think that it's good for you that you can do this. I mean, it's always something there to remind you that the reason why you can't do this because like the black quarterback, well, the black quarterbacks really can't. They act like Patrick Mahomes wasn't a black scrambling quarterback. Patrick Mahomes was a black scrambling quarterback, but now they're saying, well, Jalen really is the first black scrambling. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. Mahomes was. He was the first black scrambler. Mahomes always took off running. He always have. But they didn't want to. They didn't want to paint.
I think because he's more efficient with his arm. That's probably why I think they talk
But
about
it
Jalen as
doesn't
like
matter. But they
as
but
the
they're
first.
still doing it to disprove that they want to say because black quarterbacks like to run and take off. Well, you have to because you got linebackers running a 4-4 and they coming at you weighing like 260 pounds and they're gonna slam your face into the ground. So you have to take off at times. The pocket collapse. Look, go get those yards, baby. No one's saying that when little white Bart Starr did it years ago. They didn't care that he did it. Bart starts to take off running. Everybody, yay,
Um,
go Bart. So it's like, yo, it's different things that happen, but yet we. So I feel that it's a need to say, yeah, a black actor. That's right. That's right. Yeah, I'm a radio host. Yeah, I'm a black radio host. Yep. Did you know? Let me ask you this. Did you know? I don't know if you know this. Did you know if I said to you, I'm a Christian artist, right? I'm a Christian singing artist. What
mhm.
what does that mean?
Then you're somebody who believes in God. You're a Christian artist. You're a singer, rapper,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
and you speak about the word of God.
Okay. Want me to tell you what it means to us? I'm talking what it means in the Christian world, in the music world, all the music world. White people are known as Christian artists. Black people are known as gospel artists. They
I never
separated.
realized that. Okay.
Yeah, that's what. So when CeCe Winans 2 years ago, when she was on my show and I interviewed her,
Shameless
when
plug.
she
Okay.
got to, baby, praise hallelujah, baby. No, but so when CeCe Winans had won year before last in 2023, she had won she had won two Grammys, and she had won for best contemporary Christian artist, and she won for best gospel artist. And I asked her,
Uh-huh.
I said, Cece, I said, what does that mean to you? She said, I did. She said, Brother D, I never really looked at it like that. She said, that is really special, isn't it? I said, yes, it is. I said, it is. I said, because
Go ahead.
yeah, yo, it's always they have different ways of letting you know that you're black. K Love don't play black music.
Who?
K Love, oh, K Love is this huge Christian radio
Oh, okay.
awards entity that's
Okay.
in Christian radio. Yeah, yeah, most definitely. Listen,
Look,
I
I
see.
will. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna. I'm not one that's gonna sit here and say that racism doesn't exist, and we don't have, people
no,
out
no,
there in
I don't think you're
situations,
like that at
like.
all.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it for the sake of conversation, right? But I feel like also sometimes as people, I feel like by us coming out in situations where it's not called for, like if I win an Oscar, right? Fast forward,
Mm-hmm.
to win the Oscar, you can see I'm black, right? I'm
Okay.
on this stage. I won the award. That
Great skin
signifies you
too.
being you. Thank you. That thank you. That signifies you being the best.
Mm-hmm.
The best that year for your movie, whatever role it was that you did. You did that damn thing, and you are awarded the Oscar.
Yep.
That speaks for itself, in my
Yep.
personal opinion. I
It
feel like
does.
I feel like we kind of are trying to, in a way, like we try to like prove ourselves when we go there and say, "Look at me, I did it, and I'm black, and yeah, I could do it." You know what I mean? So take this and shove
Well,
up your
I
ass,
think.
kind of,
But
sorta.
all right.
I don't think we need to always do that. You know what I mean? There are
Okay.
times
All
when
right.
it calls for you to say, "Hey, look, I am
Yeah.
black, and I can, and I did, and I will again if I need to or I want to." You know what I mean? But I don't think we
Yeah.
have to do that every single time. And I feel like sometimes a lot of us we have like this a little bit of a I hate to say it, like a little bit of a victim mentality. And it's like, oh well, my dad wasn't around and I didn't have anybody to show me how to be a man and I didn't know. Okay, I get it. You grew up rough. Got it. Dad wasn't there. Got it. Mom was off with different men. I hear you.
Check.
But at some point, you are older, you know
Yeah.
right from wrong, you know what you should and shouldn't be doing. So we can't
Yeah.
keep blaming daddy. We can't keep saying, well, the way they have the job set up, we get paid less than they do. And they sometimes in certain places and spaces they do get paid more. So what are you going to do so that you can get paid the same? Are you going to stay in those same places and spaces? Are you going to create your own opportunity and start your own business? What are you going to do so that you can even that playing no that playing field? Or are you going to keep saying, well, we
Mm-hmm.
don't get paid as much, we can't do it because they won't let us, and so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I
I mean, you
get
can keep
you.
saying that, and keep getting paid less, or you find a way, so that they can deny you. There is a way,
Yeah.
it might be harder, but there is a way. Everybody
Let's
black is
take.
not down here in terms of being paid at the bottom of the totem pole.
No, no, I don't think so either. But this is what I will say. Viola Davis. Let's use Viola. Okay. Um. This is where you have to see the racism in it and address things accordingly.
I said that. I said it
If
depends on the situation. Absolutely, no, it does.
yeah, everybody who's coming up, everybody who's coming up, right? And oh god, wait, my phone. Oh my god, wait. Oh god, oh god. I don't want to use no phone. Uh-oh. All right, so
Welcome to 2025.
Lord, girl, nah, I'm so used to being on my camera. Lord have mercy. I was down to 5%. Lord have mercy. But anyway, all right. Thank you, Lord. So Viola Davis, right? Um, she says she gets up. I don't get me wrong. I do not like her saying this, but she said it. I know what she meant when she said, "I'm the black Meryl Streep." That made me so mad. And I love Meryl Streep as an actress because I think she can get this as ghetto, and she can get this as, you know what I mean. She can just switch it up. I just love her
He
as an
was
actress.
talking
But
about her range. Her range.
I
I'm
ran
assuming her
exactly.
versatility.
That's what
Yeah,
she really was
absolutely.
speaking to. Thank
Yeah,
you.
I get
Exactly.
it.
So she's speaking to her range. Um, but she also started to talk about the things that she suffered. Now watch this. It's equivalent to this. So then you have another actress get up and they start talking about the things that they suffered. So it's sort of like people in America. I can be from California, I can be from North Dakota, I can be from Pennsylvania, and I can be from Florida. And and each of us can tell an incident that we had with the police, and it will all be similar. They all would be
Okay.
similar, right? So now we have four different actresses. They all stand up. Girl, wake up. I see eyes batting. So I see so four different women and who is actresses, they stand up and they all have a story to tell about how they got to them, not because they couldn't act, not because somebody wanted to break them off a piece of booty, not because of that,
Uh-huh.
but just because that they were black, they treated them a certain way. And so when they all get up, and so to you and me, it sounds overwhelming. Like, here they go with this stuff again. Oh, here, because you were black. But only thing I'm doing is telling you my story. And the only thing those four men from the four different states I named, all they doing is telling you their story. But it sounds like, here we go with this again.
Because
But
it's
unfortunately,
because we always are telling what it seems to be the same stories. And I would like, even like when we do movies and stuff, you know what I mean? Like
stop
we're
doing the same.
all, all of our movies are kind of, like one sided, it's about someone
Yeah.
who's a single mom struggling with no dad around, or somebody who's selling
Oh,
drugs,
yeah, I hate
like
that. You know,
as if
yeah, I do hate that.
everybody black comes from this family where dad's not around. There's no black fathers that are present, as if,
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
our black men are locked up behind bars. That's not true for everybody. But that
yeah,
narrative is out there. We also help to continue it when we tell our own stories because we have the same kind of shows. Like we're
yeah,
not telling different stories when it comes to our own people. And then when we do it and the white folks do it, and then when they have that ideology, like, oh, well, your dad wasn't around, oh, your mom must have been
yeah,
a crackhead. It's like that we were offended, but
yeah,
we're not showing anything different. You know what I mean?
yeah,
If we keep showing what no they think of us or whatever have you in different forms, whether it be in a song that
mm-hmm,
we're rapping about or singing about our struggles and this, that, and the third. When we tell when we create movies and films and television shows, if we're again telling those same stories, they're going to keep thinking that's all we have going on. Single moms, no dad, living in sharing one bed, sharing your brother's, sneakers or whatever have you. If we keep going and only telling that one side of it when there's so many stories
yeah,
to tell, then they're gonna keep believing that. We have more layers and complexities to us, but we always fall into that and just telling us how hard of a struggle we have had. And not
yeah.
everybody black has struggled. And I know that we did
That's
struggle a lot
true.
more back in the day than how we are now, but there's a lot more opportunity as well. Why are we not talking about someone who, as opposed to talking about how we came from the struggle, how about what you did to overcome the struggle? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? How
yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Like if we're gonna feel some kind of way about how they view us, but we keep painting ourselves and we keep putting ourselves in that same light. We're not doing
yeah,
anything to change it. We get at the award shows, and we have all the bling bling, and we up there like, yeah, da da da, motherfucker, talking all kinds, nigga, da 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 da, and then it's like when they call us, it's like, oh my god, but you were just calling yourself that. You're just calling your
yeah,
homeboy that on the stage at the Grammys when you're performing a song. So then
yeah.
when they call you that, you're offended, but you were just talking about yourself being that. So
Amen.
which one is it? Like you can't go back and forth. That's where I'm at with it. But
Yeah,
like, but you are right in certain situations. It is necessary to say, hey, look, I overcame this. I am black. Or I don't know. Everybody has their own story. You know what I mean? But I feel like
yeah,
sometimes we feel like we feel like because of our history as a culture and what has happened, we have to always announce our blackness. Look at me. I'm strong. I'm powerful. You can be strong and powerful in silence too. It's not
mm-hmm.
always big and look at me. I'm out there. At least from my personal perspective. I mean, everybody's different.
Amen. No, no, I hear you. I think that's true. We should tell different stories. I think that we attempted to do so. I think I know a lot of people don't like Tyler Perry. Uh, choice of shows and everything, but just for the record, he did not create um all the Queen's Men. That's not his creation. That's the boy Chris, the light skinned boy
Christian
who wrote
Keys
that.
wrote the book, yes. Tyler Perry is the one that brought it to life as a director. That's what your job is. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but he
As an
still didn't write.
actress, like as an actress, writing is one part of it, but when you take
Yeah,
on some, when you are
a
producing
screen.
that
Yeah,
and you're
make a
directing
screenplay
it,
out
you're
of it. Yeah,
taking it off the page and you're bringing those words to life. And the story that he created, although entertaining, me and my mom like to watch it sometimes. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna lie. You know,
I watch
I'm
it
like,
too.
why? Why are we? No, again, it's another story of us in the club shaking it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Putting the dollars in my thong or whatever it is. To make ends meet. And again, that's not all we are. We're not all
yeah,
just selling drugs. Running through the clubs and shooting 'em up, bang
exactly.
bang. That's not all we are. But we continue to tell those stories, and then when we're outside in the streets getting killed, losing our lives, it's like it's all a part of the same cycle. You know what I mean? Like you're telling that
Yeah,
story in
that's
your
true.
music. You're bringing it towards you. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm da, 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 blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what? What is he talking about? Like something that my son plays. I'm like, what is that? I'm like,
Yeah,
get that crap off. Get that Negro crap off. I'm like, we're gonna play some real music. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, that's old, that's boring. I'm like, no, no, no. Like half of your people in jail already. They're like in jail or dead.
yeah. Well,
Something's
that's
wrong with this
once again.
generation. Seriously.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, it is. Well,
But
they're
again,
due,
we
but
still. I want to be here all night, y'all. So don't get. We've been here on live a long time, y'all. But really and
yeah,
truly, like
yeah,
I feel like, even like when our music, we tell that same story, and this is how people end up getting killed or in jail, and have something that not even from that life. You
amen.
pretend, like, hey, I'm tough, yeah, da da da, and then when you get caught up or get caught out there, it's like that's just not even you. You come from a
Yeah,
two-parent home. You grew up in, in the suburbs. Like with
yeah,
John Morant, everybody's like, you have a wonderful dad who sacrificed so that you can get to the NBA. And then we see you on live, with the guns. Why? Why?
yeah,
You have a two-parent household, a nice house. You know what I mean? Like you were raised the right way, and then you're out there portraying and showing a gun like you were raised in the hood someplace. That's
yeah.
not you.
That's
Be
not him.
you. Why do you feel you need to do that though? You made it. You how much money are you making? You got sneakers, you got Gatorade deals, commercials galore. Like, dude, like be
And
free, be
he lost
happy.
a lot of that money. Yeah. So but see, we also know that that is also like it's something else going on with Ja. You get what I'm saying?
But it's not. I use him as an example, but it also speaks to our people because,
Oh
like
yeah,
I
it
said,
does.
so
Yeah.
you get on there, all the money that you make, and you get on there and you
Mm-hmm.
show a gun. Everything that you can show, you show yourself flashing the
Mm-hmm.
gun, not once but twice. So again, there goes
Amen.
that same narrative. Up, all they got is guns. They smoke weed. They play with guns in their free time. Shut up and dribble, and so on and so forth. But if we keep putting that narrative out there and we keep telling that same story, be it in our music, in our movies, how we carry ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
then what do we expect?
Amen. No, you're right. You're
Kendrick, what? No, not like us. And he was talking about Drake, but he spoke a lot of things. No, other things. No, in that song, and when he performed the halftime show, the symbolism, there was a lot of other things in there. You know what I mean? It wasn't just about
yes, it
shooting it up,
was.
selling drugs. You can still talk about. We have so much more to our culture, our food, how we dress. I mean, the
Yeah.
hairstyles. That we wear. At first, even as an actress, we had to cover up our natural hair. We had to wear the straight
Yeah.
wigs, kind of blend in. Now we got
Mm-hmm.
twists, now we got our froze, we got no, it's so much though. Things have changed, but for some reason we kind of keep going back. We don't want to wear our
Oh
natural
yeah.
hair. We don't want to wear our natural hair. We want to put the wig on, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? And have it straight and have it blonde. Like I love my natural hair. I
Hmm.
wear it sometimes. I'm just saying, so all those things go into it, but we be here all night, so don't get me started. I'm trying to keep
No,
about I'm
no.
trying to keep about
Well,
sports. Like,
I know, but no, but I mean, you know me, man. I got to give the gab. I love to talk. So it is what it is. But I know I do follow you. I think that we do need to straighten some things up. But as I was saying about Tyler Perry, just to land this plane, um,
we're not
I
gonna bring
think
him up. I love Tyler. We gonna move along.
But I
All
was
right.
just now. Can I just? Why can I make you? You said we
All right.
we need
I'm,
to
I'm gonna let I'm
talk.
gonna let
Let
you
me.
close. I'm gonna let you close it out. Go ahead.
Okay, praise the Lord. All right, so like with Tyler Perry, when we look at sisters, let's just look use sisters. Um, we have Zach. Zach was at one time he was just a boyfriend who just got into trouble a little bit. His single mom raised him a certain way, and the mom was on drugs, and then the mom left him and his brother. So they had a rough upbringing, but then all of a sudden he came into some money. He meets Fatima. Fatima started to like put him on
Where are we
put him down
going?
with some stuff, huh?
Where are we going with this story? Let you
No,
tell
what
it.
I'm saying what I'm saying is that it is a story of redemption. It shows redemption. It
Okay.
shows that he matured, and now he owns he owns property now, and and he has his kids. He's taking care of his kids. He got one of the kids from the mom, and him and Fatima is raising a kid. So it is
Mhm.
showing redemption in there for black people.
They show him
One of the
coming out of the
girls was
struggle,
taking.
coming out of the struggle first, though.
Yeah, it showed him coming out. Yeah, well, he was just he worked at the airport, but he just didn't have
A lower
the
level
money that
paying
his
job,
yeah, he didn't have the money that
coming
his
out of the
girlfriend.
struggle.
Yeah, he was uneducated. Yeah, yeah, he was coming out, but what I'm saying is, but he
Why didn't we see him
progressed,
in college?
huh? Because
Why didn't we
that's where
see him
he
in college
was,
first?
huh? Well, because that's the way he wrote it. But all I'm saying is
And
this.
that's my point.
But no, but this is what I'm saying though. You still look. I can't. I gotta appreciate what we are doing. You get what I'm saying? I can't just go, well, I want to see it my way. But if they show him come up, let him come up. He came up. He made his move. We all
But
know that Tyler has a
we've heard
recipe.
that story before. That's what I'm saying. We've seen that story before. There are a lot of people who look at 50 Cent. You know what I mean? We'll be here all night. Look at where he was. How he what happened with his parents, his biological parents, raised by his grandparents, getting shot
Yeah.
9 times, going from gangster rapper image. Now he's has a book. Like he's a whole businessman. Like he got his own like studio. He's creating shows. No a whole no movement.
Well,
So I'm just
the girls are successful. We have a lawyer. I mean, Andy's a lawyer. Sabrina is a
And
bank
again, but
manager.
that's always, but that's how that's again that's the same like psychology. It's even in our culture. It's like the women are
Yeah,
always better
yeah,
than the
always
men,
does.
and you have
But
plenty
all
of
right,
men, especially black men, who go to school, who got more than
but
one, who
but
have more than one job. But we don't talk about
Zach,
that. We talk about
but
the black man
Zach,
who's coming up.
but remember, Zach is one of the key figures. But look at Robin. He's a top lawyer. Look at crazy what's his name? Oh God, I forgot. How did I forget his name? And I do a podcast on these people. But we have different black men that are doing good things in there, even though they're a little cuckoo upstairs. But nevertheless, they still show them as their attorneys. So I can't um bash Tyler for that. I will say that it does show us in a good light, and that's all I really wanted to
It's
say
not
with
a
that.
bashing. Most of his shows though kind of show more of the black man who is not necessarily a good black man.
House of Pain really did a great, especially back when Rick Fox and them was on there, when it was on this like his second go around,
Mhm.
and they had Pretty Rick, and they had what's the girl name? I'm just gonna call her not Tootie. What's her name? Oh God,
I'm not even talking about. I can't think of her name, but I know what you mean.
yeah,
Like I said,
my
I hear
Bill
what you're
Cosby
saying.
daughter.
I hear what
Yeah,
you're
so it
saying.
it
But
it,
like
it
I
was
said,
good. Fireman taking care of now the lady was a crackhead and she did burn down the house and they had to come live with their cousins, but but it was what it was. But that happens sometimes. Some things happen in life. But he was a
mhm.
fireman as well. So I mean,
We
look,
always tell our struggle stories. I don't really see too many white television shows or white movies that talk about their
but I
struggles
don't have to do what they do to be
as
great,
much. I'm not saying there's. Oh, what happened?
girl. Oh, you ain't pay that bill.
No, what happened? It was
I don't
live
know.
and like it went back out. I think the time or something because no, it started all over again. Um,
Oh,
but
it did. Wow.
like I said, yeah, because it was going like on like an hour or some change. Now it's like back at like 15 seconds. But nevertheless, I said to say, um, you don't really see them talking about um all their struggles. And every race
Yeah,
has struggles. They have something, you know what I mean? But I feel like we always put ours on the forefront all the time, and it's like
yeah,
all the time. Like music, how we dress, you walking around the street, like outside, the young men, they got the pants down to their knees and whatnot, and I'm like, I went to my son's basketball game and I'm sitting there and the young men around me are saying the most obscene things. And I'm like, back in the day, I'm not even that old. Like, we didn't curse in front of people's parents. We would curse on the side. We wouldn't be talking about doing different things, nasty things in front of people's parents. Like, they're not sitting right there. I'm like, what is
hmm
going on? How are we being raised today? Like, what is happening in your household? Who's raising you? You know?
yeah,
Um, I feel like to say it's like, and I feel like we keep going back to, and we want to always place the blame on people who are white, but there's a lot of times that we can do things ourselves differently as well. We're not going to change everybody's mind who's white and make them feel differently. That's never going to happen, right? Those who
yeah,
are racist are going to be racist, whether like it is what it is. But we don't always have to subscribe to that channel. And I feel like we
yeah.
subscribe to
No,
it more times than not. Like when every time
yeah,
somebody
I'm with you.
black gets money, we gotta show we got all the money. We on Instagram, like, look at me, look at my money, and I got
Yeah,
thousands. Look at my flashy girl. Look at me, I got money now. It's like
but
people who are
that,
wealthy are very
yeah,
quiet. You don't see
but
Bill
that's
Gates
what I.
flashing
But
Rolexes, like you don't.
yeah, I felt that way about Angel when she said that. Oh, I'm gonna retire my mom. I'm gonna get him. I said, Angel, stop saying too much. You're saying too much. You're saying too much. If you did something for your mom, do something for your mama. Say I'm happy that I was able to, because I hate when people are like, what you gonna do with your first million? I was like, why you always asking black athletes that? I go ask some white athletes that. Leave us alone when it comes to what we gonna buy and what we want to buy. And I
But
just think
we
that
always share that though. We post it on Instagram. I said a lot of
yeah,
athletes like, I got mama house. I retired my mom. I got her first car, whatever it
and
is.
and I
So we
understand.
put it
I
out
understand.
there. That's why we're asked
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, I understand why we do it. I really do. I understand because it represents like I'm doing the right thing. I'm standing by my family. It represents it's so many levels to
Mhm.
that it represents. But I just don't want you to be a victim of someone coming after you because I'm gonna tell you, they may some people will cut your deals just because they don't want you to succeed. I'm telling you, they'll do it. They
No,
will.
like I
Oh,
said,
okay.
I'm not saying, like I said, there are people out there like that. There
Yeah.
are so many different things going on in the world. I'm just talking about the part that we can control. You know,
Amen.
like I try to tell my son, like, you control what you can control.
Mm-hmm.
And what you can't worry about. And it took me a long time to learn to listen myself. Like, I'll be like so mad or frustrated about certain things in my own life, and my mom be like, but you can't control that. Like, you're doing what
Mm-hmm.
you can do, and you have to, focus on that and take pride in that. And it took me a while to
Amen.
learn that lesson, and I feel like just for us sometimes, if we could just focus on what we can control, we can't control everything. We can't shut out all the noise, all the racist comments, all the naysayers, whatever it is, but we can control certain things. And if we focus, I think, more on that and telling or showing more to us than just the hood side or the struggle side, I think,
Amen.
subconsciously maybe people might start to see us in a different light.
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe I'm just being a little naive, but
Yeah. But
closing
it
thoughts.
also,
I'm gonna let you
but
close it
it's
out.
still okay. It still goes back to the people that we were talking about earlier with Angel Reese when we were saying, hey, these girls, these people, they still who we consider sane, pure, good morals. They don't do the stuff that the black people do. These are the same people who are calling you names, calling you, saying that you're a hood rat. So me impressing them really means nothing to me. I don't care. Truthfully, I don't care what they think because, and that's why I I chose to live in a neighborhood with either that it was either mixed or it was just my people. But I'm not going to a place where I'm going to be the token. I don't need that because I know what people like to do. I know how
Mhm.
they like to play mind games, and I don't have time. I don't want to waste my time tap dancing for them or trying to prove something or me getting citations for something that doesn't exist. Because that's what
Mhm.
they do. That's how they spend their time because they get jealous of us who may have a certain car. Not that I have it, but I'm just saying, or whatever you may
I
have.
don't like that. I don't like. I feel like we're putting everybody white in one thing. You know what I mean? It's what
No,
it
no,
sounds
I'm not.
like. Like when we say they or
Well,
them. Like it feels like we're
w-
putting everybody white in
well,
one thing.
I don't
Like
want to live around all. I wouldn't want to live around all white people. I want to live around some of my
no,
people.
I'm not. Then that's fine. I'm
Yeah.
just saying when we say like them, they, like I feel like
Hmm.
we're putting everybody who's white in one group, and everybody
Well,
white is not the same. Like everybody black is not ghetto and from the hood
that's true.
struggling. You
That's
know what I mean?
trure.
Like that's what
But
I hate. Like I mean, like I
this is
said,
what I.
oh,
No,
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I
I'm
mean, we've
sorry.
been on here for a while. Go ahead. Let's wrap it up.
I
We've been
know.
on here for a
It's
while.
an hour and 54 minutes. I know. It says hour 54. Go ahead.
No, let's close it out. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. But you know what? I'm 50. I'm 57 years
We
old.
got to come back to a part two. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, no. I'm good. I'm good. But I just want to say, thanks for sharing some time with me. I think you're a cool person. You know what I mean? You're a cool black woman.
Not a cool woman. I'm a cool black woman. You had to put the
Yeah, you're a
to
cool
bring
black
this whole thing
woman.
back. You a cool black woman after everything we
I
just
don't
said.
revert it back. I so sorry. I so sorry. Now I'm playing with you. See, she was like,
No,
"That's what I mean. That's what I mean." I don't
I'm
care.
like
Cool black woman.
no,
Mm,
no, no, no.
mm,
I get
mm,
you because
mm.
nowadays everything is like everybody all black women are angry, and all these different things. That narrative is out there too. So it's
Nah,
nice to hear something different for a change.
nah. You good. You know what I mean? You good.
Oh no, not me
What's
per
up?
se. I mean like the narrative out there. Like there's so many podcasts now I see of like get your passport, be a passport bro. I'm like y'all, everybody black is not angry and mean. Like a lot of good black women who cook, who clean, like who hold the house down. Not everybody's just this ghetto chick. Where y'all get that from? But that's another
Because
conversation.
because we allow people to speak into our culture. Remember the German lady who
No,
said,
no, 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 no. I don't know who that is. We're not going there. We're not going there.
"Nah,
No,
exactly,
no, no,
exactly."
no. Actually,
Mm,
no. More so
mm.
for time purposes. But I'm not like one German lady. You can tell me. We can come back and we'll bring it back, and then you tell
All
me.
right, we'll bring it back.
So hold that story for part two.
Okay, you got it.
All
But
right. Tell
thank you so
everybody
much.
that doesn't know you, like where they can follow you and how they can find you on Instagram.
Oh, okay. The name of the show is like Hallelujah, but it's called Praise Alleluia. It's PRAISELUJAH radio show, 92.9 FM in Philadelphia. Also around different states, I'm on FM and around the world on internet. And I interview mainstream and independent artists, and I keep it a buck when it comes to Christianity. I tell you who the races are, and oh yes, oh yes, I'm that Negro. I let you know who
I
the.
believe you.
Oh yeah, I don't play. I don't play. I couldn't. No, anyway, and I let you know who the Uncle Toms are
Oh
and who the
gosh.
nice people are. My favorite pastor is Joseph Prince from Singapore. That's my Negro. I love that. I love that Singaporean.
Look at that
Now he is.
Negro. Look at that word you're using.
Oh yeah, and him and Creflo and Fred Price Jr. They're my boys. They come on with me. Um, you'll see. Check us out. You'll see.
All right,
Mm,
you guys. So check him
mm,
out. Check his
mm,
page
mm.
out. Thank you for watching. Do not be afraid to leave your comments. I look forward to reading them. As you know, I respond. Keep it cute. Keep it respectful. We can agree, disagree, you guys, but I'll come back right for you. You come at me in the comments, I'm gonna come right back for you. You guys know that if you've been here on my channel for a while. So I will see you in the next video. Thank you
See?
for joining me. It was a great conversation. I appreciate your time.
Amen. God bless. See you, sis.
Amen.
Amen. That's
Hallelujah.
right.
Okay.
My sister.
Bye.
See you later, boo. Peace.
Bye.
Bye. Mm.